Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. Welcome into the Mississippi Coast Coliseum. Devin Dobeck along with you live here inside the Coliseum.
Strength isn't built in a single race. It's earned, mile after mile, pedal after pedal, step after step. The same endurance that drives athletes to the finish line fuels the steady hands and sharp focus required in surgery. It's about resilience, precision, and commitment, in competition and in the operating room. Because true performance means showing up with excellence, no matter the arena. Looking for your next ride? Get more at Matt Bowers Hyundai Gulfport. Every new Hyundai comes with Matt's lifetime powertrain warranty on top of Hyundai's America's Best warranty and owner assurance. No one on the coast offers more, so why go anywhere else? Visit us today during the Getaway Sales event happening now just off Lorraine Road north of I-10. Official sponsor of your Biloxi Breakers.
Shop smart, buy local. Matt Bowers Hyundai Gulfport.
Ben & Jerry's is serving up true ice cream euphoria inside the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Biloxi. You're sure to find your new favorite among more than 34 flavors. Let us scoop yours in one of our freshly baked waffle cones. Ben & Jerry's at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Biloxi, where euphoria awaits.
Fly in for a daiquiri that scores every time. Mile High Daiquiris is an aviation-themed daiquiri shop and the official daiquiri of the Biloxi Breakers. Open 7 days a week and offering 15 refreshing flavors, Jell-O shots, beer, and even a non-alcoholic daiquiri. They supply mobile daiquiris for weddings, birthday parties, and events. Only 4.6 miles west of the Mississippi Gulf Coast Coliseum. Grab your crew and come try the best daiquiris on the Gulf Coast where flavor takes flight. Become a frequent flyer at 1107 Cohen Road, Suite B, Gulfport.
At Superior Optical Lab, we're proud to be certified as a service-disabled, veteran-owned small business and to provide quality eyewear to veterans to whom we all owe our freedom. Thank you for your service.
Recharge your body. Reset your mind. Revive your spirit. At Revive and Thrive, every detail is designed to elevate your recovery and well-being. Unwind in our serene salt therapy room and float suite. Awaken your senses with the benefits of cold water immersion. Then, step into a custom-built sauna featuring soft Himalayan salt lighting for athletes, adventurers, and anyone ready to unlock the power of recovery. Discover the difference at reviveandthrivems.com.
Coastal Prints is a brand new business on the coast specializing in screen printing, embroidery, and promotional items. Being local and with 30 plus years of experience, Coastal Prints carries all the hottest clothing brands and thousands of promotional items. Uniforms, workwear, hats, drinkware, coolers, tchotchkes, and much more. Coastal Prints will make your brand and logo stand out. Come see the new showroom on Seaway Road in Gulfport, or visit coastalprints.com or call 228-COASTAL.
The Mississippi Gulf Coast is where community and teamwork come together, on and off the ice. Foshi Residential is proud to support the Biloxi Breakers as they bring the heat to the rink this season. Foshi Residential manages 3 unique apartment communities along the coast, each offering modern finishes, resort-style amenities, and a location that puts coastal living right at your doorstep. Ready to find your community? Visit foshiresidential.com/Biloxi Breakers for more information.
Every new Hyundai from Matt Bowers comes with Matt's lifetime warranty included. That's in addition to Hyundai's America's Best Warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, and Hyundai Owner Assurance. You get both warranties, making a new Hyundai from Matt Bowers an excellent value. Come visit us today during the Getaway Sales event at our new showroom just off Lorraine Road north of I-10 in Gulfport. Shop smart, buy local. Matt Bowers Hyundai, Gulfport.
When injury knocks you out, Bienville Orthopedic Specialists will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back in the game, back in motion, back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Bienville Orthopedic Specialists. We will get you back.
When things heat up, you don't just want a cold one. You want the coldest one. The cold lagered, cold filtered, cold packaged one. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
Hello out there, we're on the air. It's hockey night tonight. Tension grows, the whistle blows, and the puck goes down the ice. The goalie jumps and the players bump and the fans all go insane. Someone roars, Bobby scores. That's a good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game. Where players dash, the skates are flash, the home team trails behind. But they grab the puck and go bursting up and they're down across the line. They storm the crease like bumblebees, they travel like a burning flame. We see them slide the puck inside, it's a good old hockey game.
Take the opening face-off is Caden Henry. Opposite of him, Ryan Galvin. And it's time for some hockey as we're underway here from the Columbus City Center. Let's go Dragons, an early chant booming in through the PA speakers. Lucchese's pass intercepted again, intended for Yevdokimov. Storjahan into the middle, Blacksmith, toe drag to his backhand, he scores! Joette Blacksmith with a highlight reel goal, pulling it back around himself and tucking it Bobby Orr style to beat Rosenzweig, and the River Dragons strike first. It's Blacksmith's first of the season. Henry on over to Nerlin. Nerlin running out of speed, gets it back for Henry, who scores! Caden Henry checks back in on the score sheet off the slick feed from Nerlin. And the Breakers on the road quiet the Columbus crowd at 1-1. Nerlin wheeling around through his own end. Quick head fake and now trying to split the D. Short-handed, back come the River Dragons. Pezzamenti scores. Aldi Nerlin turned it over in the neutral zone, forcing an odd man rush the other way. Crowder couldn't knock it away. And Benjamin Pezzamenti picks up his second goal this season, extends his point streak to a pair of games, and Columbus regains the lead. That is the Continental Division most, fourth shorthanded goal against Biloxi. Atop each of the entrances to the stadium outside the concourse. It's Nerland. In front, Henry scores on the doorstep. Biloxi wastes no time. Nerland and Henry developing the chemistry on that top line. They have been credited with both goals tonight. Henry picks up his second, the pest of the game himself, as coined by Columbus, and it's 2-2. And now here come the Breakers, led by Crowder. Quick snap pass over to Henry on hat-trick watch. Sending one in the middle, Yevdokimov scores! Yaro Yevdokimov, the captain, checks in off a feed from Henry, and the Breakers on the power play leap in front. It's 3-2. Blacksmith. Back up to Barrow. Barrow, Blacksmith, shoots, scores. Blacksmith enters tonight with no goals. He's got 2 against his former head coach. Conway, touch pass for Pikarczyk, protecting it, spinning one into the middle. Conway on goal, scores! Declan Conway, quick cat-like reflexes, finds the puck in the slot, and before Roy could even direct his attention to Conway, beats him on the stick side to make it 4-3. Conway with goals in back-to-back nights. That's his 7th of the season. And it's 4-3 Biloxi. Rosenzweig's been sharp when he needed to be here tonight. He gets hit hard behind the goal, and now here's Hansen coming to help out his goaltender, jumping on someone. Rosenzweig wants a piece of him too. Pandemonium in Columbus, down in the corner. Rosenzweig got cleaned out behind the goal, and we're going to see some penalties now here. Referees telling Rosenzweig to head off. Cole Crowder through the legs of a Columbus defender. Now over to Blacksmith. Blacksmith in the middle, they score. It's Alex Storjahan. He had 2 or 3 grade A scoring opportunities on this exact same shift, and finally he's rewarded as he flips that one over the glove side of Rosenzweig. And it's 4-4. Down low again. Here's Wickline, pivoting away from Thornton. Rat from a low angle, turned aside by Rosenzweig. Off the wall, quick chance in front, deflected, they score! Columbus was dominating the zone time with all kinds of traffic in front. And that one's deflected up and over the end goal line. And Columbus has come from a goal down here in the 3rd period to take the lead at 5-4. The skates of Caden Henry keeps the zone time alive. Henry forces a turnover on goal. Rebound, Nerland scores! Aldi Nerland! This kid is incredible. A multi-point game last night, a multi-point game here tonight, and he's got the equalizer with a shade over 11 minutes to go in the 3rd. Another 2-on-1 for the Breakers. Nerland and Henry this time lead the charge. Nerland holding, over to Henry, scores! Hat trick for Caden Henry! And the Breakers are back in front at 6-5. The top line strikes again. Nerland with a beautiful feed. Henry pounds it home. His 3rd of the night, his 2nd hat trick of the season. 6-5. Wow. Backhand feed as he would have got tied up, and now maybe a 2-on-1 back the other way. Shorthanded Crowder lets it go to the middle. Pezzamenti scores. His 2nd shorthanded goal of the night. Another breakdown by the Breakers. And like I said, just when you think someone's going to run away, the opponent climbs back in. Columbus does just that. Their 2nd shorthanded goal of the night. The 5th against the Breakers this season. Breakers need a change bad. Columbus has already had one. You have Yevdokimov laboring to try and create some pressure. Henry now goes after Hunter. Hunter hard to the goal, to his forehand, scores. And the River Dragons sweep their home opening weekend. They take this one by a final of 7-6 in overtime. Hello and welcome into the Mississippi Coast Coliseum. Devin Dobeck along with you for hockey night here on Friendsgiving, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving tomorrow. And we got a fun one. It's the River Dragons and the Breakers going at it for the fourth time in less than 2 weeks. Let's take a look at our tail of the tape heading into that fourth matchup. Columbus 8-4-0 after a slow start to their season. They have piled on 4 straight wins and currently sit third in the Continental Division. The Breakers 3-8-1. They've lost 5 in a row, but did have that overtime loss against Columbus on November 15th, which you just watched in our game recaps. Goals per game, 3.8 for the Breakers, 4.7 for the River Dragons. A goal differential of +11 for Columbus and a -23 for the Breakers. Of course, that due largely in part to last weekend's events in which the Breakers were outscored by a whopping 30-14. Or excuse me, 20-5. It's been 30-14 throughout their 5-game road trip that they've had, and they got 6 of those goals against these River Dragons in one of those games. But a power play of 18% for the Breakers. That's down 9% from where it was as the league lead a week ago exactly. 21.3% for Columbus. On the kill, Biloxi 76.9%, Columbus 81.4%. Number 6 team in the Continental versus the number 3 team in the Continental, with Columbus having taken the first 3 matchups and 8 of 9 possible points. Now, while we have a moment, let's introduce you to our Matt Bowers starting lineups. First, for the Biloxi Breakers, it'll be Aldiar Nerland, Caden Henry, and Lucas Pikarczyk. Cole Crowder and Declan Flanagan make up the defensive pairing. For Declan Flanagan, his first game since October 18th in Topeka. He returns and excited to see what he brings back to a Breakers lineup that desperately needed some defense. Josh Rosenzweig will be in between the pipes, a record of 3-3-0-1 for him, an .870 save percentage, 4.84 goals against average, and 1 shutout for Rosie on the season. As for the River Dragons, their top line of Kyle Moore, Ryan Galvin, and Kevin Sabad, with Kirk Underwood, the captain, on defense, with Lucas Texmo and Trevor Babin in between the pipes. Trevor Babin's numbers this season look as so. A record of 2-1 with a .926 save percentage. That is just 0.04 percentage points away from the league lead held by Reed Cooper up in Port Huron. A 2.50 goals against average for Babin and no shutouts. He's put together quite the career, dressing for his 196th FBHL game. They're going to introduce the Breakers. We're going to step aside for our intro video and come back right here at the Coast Coliseum.
on defense, number 19, Cole Crowder. Starting at forward, number 23, Hayden Henry. Also at forward, number 27, Lucas Picarchet. Also at forward, number 68, Aldiar Nerlin. And in goal for your Breakers, number 34, Josh Rosenzweig. And here comes the rest of your Biloxi Breakers. Head coach of your Breakers is Charlie Penn Jr., assistant coach Brett Briley, equipment manager Mike Roy, and team doctor from Bienvo Orthopedics, Dr. Yen Katerina Marcus. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise and remove your caps for the singing of our national anthem. Performing our national anthem tonight is Chet Landry. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
A beautiful rendition of our nation's anthem ahead of puck drop here in Biloxi. Devin Doback along with you, River Dragons Breakers, round 4 of 9 here down south in the Continental Division. Big matchup. Columbus has taken the opening 3. Breakers have been on a bit of a slide. Without their captain Yaroslav Yevdokimov tonight, serving a 1-game suspension for a chop on the wrist in the game against Monroe last Sunday. He will be back for the home-and-home set against the Zydeco coming up. But it is time to get rocking and rolling here. We already took you through the Matt Bowers starting lineups, trying to track down some officials for you. Tonight's officials, the referees, are Colin Folks and Gordon Laws, with Jonathan DeSalle and Chris Gunter, the linesmen. Teams take a couple more laps around, and we're just about set to head to center ice and get ready for the opening face-off. My name's Devin Doback, along with you once again here on Breakers TV, wherever you're watching from. On YouTube, Sportfy 106.3, Super Talk Mississippi. Or even if you're listening here in the arena, welcome into the broadcast. Happy to have you on board with us here. Breakers and Dragons still just a couple moments away. 7:01 local time here on the Gulf Coast. Cole Crowder and Declan Flanagan, the starting defensive unit. Crowder was out of the previous game with an injury, so nice that they get him back relatively quick. Declan Flanagan playing in his first game in about 5 or 6 weeks. A defensive piece that Charlie Penn's group desperately needed, as now Jerome Bichard looking for an answer as to what's going on over on the bench. Guys are trying to keep the legs loose, taking a couple laps themselves here in our Republic Finance first period. Lucas Pikarczyk jumps back up to line 1 in the absence of Yevdokimov, so he'll plug into that other wing spot, and it'll be the first time we're going to see Nerland play with Pikarczyk and Henry. We also have some new equipment that the Coliseum has purchased. It was being a little finicky before the game, so I trust in them, and we should be good, but if there's an error, just sit tight and we'll have it back up as soon as possible. And it's time to drop the puck here in Biloxi, and we're underway as Caden Henry ties up the opening draw. Aldi Nerland, backhand feed over to Flanagan. To the far side, back for Nerland. It kicks off the wall and will be sent back in by Captain Kirk Underwood. Pikarczyk on over to Caden Henry, breaking the puck on over to Nerland. Back in the middle for Flanagan with room, shoots, he hit the crossbar. Oh, can you imagine if Flanagan had found a home for that one? Just 20 seconds into his first shift in over a month. Would have been pretty special to see that celebration. It's been a tough time being out of the lineup, especially with a defensive vacancy for the Breakers. And Flanagan taking matters into his own hands there. Almost potted one to put the Breakers right on top. Trevor Babin started the second game last weekend against the Breakers. They've seen Tyler Roy twice, and now with Babin start here tonight, they've seen him twice. Referees pump fake the draw. And now one last quick discussion between Barrow and Henry before it's dropped on over to Stoya. Stoya shoots. Pad save made by Rosenzweig, and Nerland floats it out into the neutral zone. Breakers went 0 for 16 on the power play against the River Dragons last weekend. That was something that certainly hurt their success on the scoreboard, scratching across just 4 goals in those 2 games after averaging 4.5 coming into the weekend. Here's Declan Conway looking to split the defenders. Jumping over, couldn't get the puck to his forehand. And Charbonneau looking to jab it away off the sidewall. Now out of their own end, Ryan Hunter, who's been on an absolute tear, has scored in 5 straight games. One of 2 guys who's just white hot for Columbus, the other being, of course, Tyler Barrow, who's got a 9-game point streak. He was the first star in both games against Biloxi last weekend. 18:39 on the clock, so just barely into this one. Face-off is won by Columbus. Lucas Texmo floats it into the far corner where it's picked up by Trey Fisher. Gives it away to Colin Ratt, the power forward, who blows a tire down below the end line. Slams his stick in disgust and floats it back up into the neutral zone. This will be a Ben & Jerry's at the Hard Rock Cafe icing, and we'll have the whistle coming back into the Breakers' end here. Josh Rosenzweig has recorded all 3 wins for the Breakers this season. Earned the first win in franchise history, of course. That was back on October 18th, the last time Flanagan played. Good shot block in the middle from Dylan Infantino. He floats it ahead of Declan Conway, and it gets all the way down to Babin, who will settle it down. Texmo will lead the charge. On over to Chouette and Blacksmith. Blacksmith stood up at the line by Flanagan, who pokes it into the neutral area. Now back to the near side half wall. Anderson, who did not play in any of the 3 contests, back in the lineup for Charlie Penn's group tonight. Thornton across the blue line. Anderson stays onside. Thornton was on a different wavelength with him. Looked like he tried to get the puck to Anderson, as Babin will squeeze that one, and we'll have another face-off coming. It's been a lot of quick whistles, not a lot of high-quality chances other than the Declan Flanagan ring off the crossbar. It's been a road-heavy schedule for the Biloxi Breakers as of late. They got the home-and-home with the Zydeco coming up this weekend, so a game here Saturday night with the Movember jersey auction afterwards. But then they only have 3 home games in all of December, so definitely want to get in while you can. But come 2026, there's going to be plenty of Breakers hockey back at home. Davidson bumped off the puck by Mike Wynn. Win 6-3, 215 from Ann Arbor, Michigan. Has never had a negative rating, plus minus that is. Playing in now his 5th straight FPHL season. The aforementioned Wynn picks it up out of his own zone into the neutral area for Sabad. Backhanded on in by Ryan Galvin. He'll head off for a change as Rosenzweig retreats the puck right back where it came. A.J. Schlepp, quick breakout on over to Lucchese. Goal and 3 assists for him. Parents are in the house tonight. Here's a quick rip from Lucchese. Had plenty of room. And a save made by Babin. Now back over to Lucchese, and we're going to get a whistle here at the 16:40 mark. And the draw is going to come to the dot outside the blue. Yeah, Lucchese's parents came all the way down from Toronto, Ontario. Quite the ride, but they came, and we appreciate all of their support in the house tonight. Lucchese, 6 foot, 208 from Woodbridge, Ontario originally, playing in his 53rd FPHL game. He's logged 18 goals and 16 assists in that time. It's been flexed to a defensive role at times for Charlie Penns, one of the more physical players on the team. See if Lucchese can use that extra chip on his shoulder with his parents in the house and get something going here. Pass out to the point. Quickly sent to the middle, knocked away by Trey Fisher. Lifts a stick of Barrow after the fact as well. Crowder shielding on the backhand. Bank pass to Fisher below the end line. On over to Pikarczyk. Nerland in stride. Instead, looked to sling it across to Henry, and it's intercepted. Back into the zone. Storjohn. Touch pass. Barrow. And turned over finally to Nerland. Nerland for Pikarczyk. Receives it on the backhand. Quick shot through traffic. Popped up into the air by Babin. Everybody waiting for it to come down. Henry tried to fly swat it into the goal. And the Breakers will reset back in their own zone. There's Grant Bondi. He was just our guest last night on Breaker Banter. We shotgun released that episode earlier today. It'll play in the intermissions for you. Great interview with Grant, though. Had a lot of great things to say. Playing in now his 11th FPHL contest. Conway lost control of the puck, and it's bunted back into the Breakers' end. Colin Ratt took down Colton Wyzak in the corner. Out to Texmo it comes. Puck bleeds over the blue line, and everybody will have to reset on side. Just about 5 minutes gone by here, period 1. The shots are 3-0 in favor of the Breakers. Should be 3-1. I know Rosenzweig definitely had one kick save unless they ruled it offline. Infantino uses his rear to bump it out of the zone. Shot comes in from in between the blue lines, and it's turned aside by Rosenzweig again. Then a chance in front for Ratt. He tripped over Rosenzweig after the fact. A couple good saves. Rosenzweig cutting down the angle to make those stops. Conway touching back up with Charbonneau. Then Conway. Everybody's losing control of the puck. Might be a little wet out there, something to keep an eye on. Well, we've seen 3 or 4 pucks just come off the tape for both sides. As this one will go the length for an icing, and that will take us into our first media timeout, a Star Cleaners media timeout. We'll be back in a few moments. Breakers, River Dragons, scoreless through 5 minutes.
Strength isn't built in a single race. It's earned, mile after mile, pedal after pedal, step after step. The same endurance that drives athletes to the finish line fuels the steady hands and sharp focus required in surgery. It's about resilience, precision, and commitment in competition and in the operating room. Because true performance means showing up with excellence, no matter the arena.
And we welcome you back. 14:30 to go here in our first period. Coming out of the media timeout, Devin Dobeck along with you here on Breakers TV, YouTube Sport, and 106.3 Super Talk Mississippi. CPR Rocks is a branch of Super Talk Mississippi, our station. Joette and Blacksmith popping it out of the zone. It's reeled in by his former Watertown Wolves teammate in Declan Flanagan. Flanagan's pass goes behind Davidson, took a funky bounce off the half wall, and Crowder able to repossess it. Run off the puck for a moment by Kevin Sabat. On over to Davidson, looking for a lane. Bank pass on over to Thornton, far side. Thornton to the middle. Couldn't find the puck and settle it as it was bouncing on edge. Then he gets lit up with a massive hit by Wynn behind the end line. Thornton, a physical player himself. Let's see if that sparks some fire under him. As Crowder's shots turned aside by Babin as well. Then Thornton got kneed in the back of the head inadvertently. It's been a long shift for him, back up to his feet. Drawing penalties is something he does best as Fisher closes off his man into the wall, trying to get untangled with Sabat. 13:20 to go here. As another whistle coming for icing. And the faceoff returns to the Columbus side of things here in our Republic Finance first period. Last weekend for the Breakers against the River Dragons, Cole Crowder and Darius Davidson had each goal, and Carter Thornton notched his 100th professional point. So a milestone on that November 21st loss against Columbus. The next night, Caden Henry scored his first as a Breaker, and Blake Keller scored his first as a Breaker. As this one again will be sent down. Columbus playing a little ping pong here instead of hockey early on. And the Breakers will go attempt to win another draw. Friendsgiving here in the Coliseum, $10 ticket night. There's definitely a few more bodies in the house than usual. We'll have an official number for you later on in the game, but a good crowd tonight here in the Coliseum. The largest we've had this season. Storjohn had a knuckle puck deflected away by Rosenzweig. Ryan Hunter, 11 goals for him this season, tied with Cade Henry in the top 5 in the league. Now on over to Caden Henry. His quick shot with purpose. Pikarczyk forced it back on goal, and Babin turned it aside. Nerland fights it on over to Pikarczyk. Up to the top of the key, but Fisher couldn't reel that one in. The pass was offline, and he'll reset back in his own zone. Chopped down by Pikarczyk to Caden Henry. Henry going through the middle, lost a handle on it. Gets it back off the wall. Quickly down low to Nerland. Sweeping it in front, nobody home in the slot. Nerland then on goal again. As darting to the front was Henry looking to crash it home. Sent back towards Rosenzweig again. He'll paddle it down for Trey Fisher to begin the charge. Fisher. Stretching one out for A.J. Schlepp, who taps it in deep. Cole Crowder will go chase. Babin comes out of his cage. Cut off by Crowder. Looking in front for help. Schlepp darts to the front of the goal. And he'll pick it up now in Gretzky's office. In front, quick shot turned aside. Infantino just outside the blue paint. Off a nice feed by A.J. Schlepp. Colin Ratt now. Had his angle cut off by Crowder below the goal. In front, quick shot by Blacksmith is held onto by Rosenzweig. That looked like it could have been trouble right in between the circles, a high-scoring area. And Rosie comes up big again. The shots, Biloxi leads 9-3. Babin's had his work cut out for him, but the Breakers came to play here tonight. 5-game losing streak. They need to win one heading into Thanksgiving tomorrow, and then you got the Zydeco this weekend. Got to start earning some points, especially because Carolina has, or Twin City has leapfrogged them in the standings. Breakers now sitting 6th. Here's Dalton Anderson. 2-on-1, back from Conway to Anderson, and couldn't uncork the shot. Pass was a little bit behind him. Now here's Cody Wickline. Through the legs to Colin Ratt. Ratt back up top to Brody Thornton. Thornton had a goal last weekend against the Breakers, just his second. Ratt. Anderson takes a cross check from Ratt down by the back post. And then another cross check at the blue line. Stoya is going to go on the delayed call. Conway. Back on over to Colton Wyzak on the far side. Wyzak backhands one on over to Conway again. He quickly goes back to Wyzak. Sweeps it up the wall, and the Breakers will look to break the puck out as we get a whistle. And at 10:39, it'll be our first call of the game. It's going to be a cross check against former Mississippi Seawolf Matt Stoya, playing in his first game back here in Biloxi. Stoya recently got engaged as well. I believe that was yesterday, so congratulations to Mr. Stoya and soon to be Mrs. Stoya. But he's going to have to sit for 2 minutes. Breakers head to their first walk-ons power play of the evening. On the draw, Henry. Up against him is Galvin. Galvin a little too premature. Pizzamenti is called upon. Pizzamenti tied for the league lead with 2 shorthanded goals. Had them both against Biloxi in that 7-6 overtime win on November 15th. So keep an eye out for him. Breakers have given up a Continental Division high 6 goals. Or 6 shorthanded goals, excuse me. They've also given up the most goals against at 69 early on here in game 12. Davidson battling on the wall. It spits free and will be sent on out by Lucas Texmo. Lucas Texmo, 5'11", 170 out of Barrie, Ontario. His twin brother Joel's on the team as well. Not twin brother, but brother Joel. But he's inactive tonight. Down below the end line. Henry trying to get it back up to the point around the wall. Instead it's kept in by Conway for a moment. Quickly on over to Crowder with room above the circle. Moves to his backhand. In front for Davidson. Quickly flipped on goal by Davidson. Fought for, and it spits up and over towards the far side. 9.5 minutes to go here, period 1. Shots 10-4 in favor of the Breakers. Conway will take a breath behind the line, dust it off, and begin the pursuit with a stretch pass in the direction of Nerland. It goes all the way around the wall. No icing, referees wave it off. Conway gets it back as it's immediately sent out. Infantino couldn't enter immediately, and he pumps it on in. Around the wall to Conway. He knocked down to try and knock it, or to stop it. Lucchese. Conway just had his stick snapped in half. No call coming as Rosenzweig makes a save off the knob of his stick. Dumped in by Charbonneau. 10 seconds to go on the minor to Matt Stoya for cross-checking. Nerland walking in through the slot, holding, taking his time on over to Bondi. Back to full strength are the River Dragons. The walk-ons power play comes to an end. Charbonneau around the wall to Nerland. And there's a dirty hit down in the corner. Another delayed call coming, and now some extracurriculars. Breakers are going to get involved. You can't throw a hit in that awkward position. I believe that's Brandon Lucchese down in the corner. No, it's Dylan Infantino. So we might have another call coming, but that was a bad-looking hit down in the corner in that awkward area. Mike Wynn, the guilty party this time. And at 8:24, we're going to head into a media timeout before the power play. Back in a few moments to Biloxi. Fly in for a daiquiri that scores every time. Mile High Daiquiris is an aviation-themed daiquiri shop and the official daiquiri of the Biloxi Breakers. Open 7 days a week and offering 15 refreshing flavors, Jello shots, beer, and even a non-alcoholic daiquiri. They supply mobile daiquiris for weddings, birthday parties, and events. Only 4.6 miles west of the Mississippi Gulf Coast Coliseum. Grab your crew and come try the best daiquiris on the Gulf Coast where flavor takes flight. Become a frequent flyer at 1107 Cohen Road, Suite B, Gulfport. We welcome you back. It was a 5-minute major administered to Mike Wynn. So he's going to go for 5 minutes. Breakers are going to have a big chance to get ahead. What will they be able to do with this opportunity? This is exactly what you could ask for in a 0-0 game. You're out shooting Columbus. They've been on their heels. Glad to see Infantino's okay. And the Breakers will go to work on the walk-ons power play. Shot from the point comes in. Quickly turned aside by Trevor Babin. Now banked out into the neutral area. Conway fanned on the pass for a moment, swiveling away from a few Dragons. Now enters the zone, got his stick tied up. And it's taken away by Columbus. Sent in on Rosenzweig. He awkwardly has to squeeze it. Conway out of the reach of Cole Crowder, looking to get it out of the zone. Back towards Rosenzweig. And glove down again. Conway on over to Caden Henry leading the charge now. 4 minutes and 15 seconds to go on the power play. In the corner, it's taken away by Brody Thornton. First one there, sends it back the other way. And Rosenzweig takes his time with some pressure, gets it back over to Pikarczyk. Slowed down by Columbus. Kirk Underwood's got all the time in the world, and eventually he'll stretch one out to Hunter. Might have been played with a high stick. Instead, Thornton, Carter Thornton that is, on over to Infantino, who just drew the 5-minute major. A boarding call. Grant Bondi finds Lucas Pikarczyk to the tape of Carter Thornton, and now Biloxi will try and establish the zone, something they've not been able to do too well here early on in the man advantage. Lucchese out of the reach of Infantino down low. Charbonneau looking to pull up, and it's sent out by Joetten Blacksmith. 6.5 minutes to go in period one. Breakers have burned 2 minutes of their power play with just the one shot that came almost instantaneously after the face-off. Off the wall, Blacksmith almost had a chance to jump free for a moment. One-timer from Nerlands turned aside by Babin. Infantino looking down low in the direction of Carter Thornton. Run into by Brody Thornton. Charbonneau up top to the point for Bondi. Backhand feed to Charbonneau. Top of the circle, down low Infantino. To his backhand, back in front. Charbonneau digging at it. The rebound, Nerlands slams it up and into the seats. And we'll have another mile-high daiquiri puck out of play. Nerland got into that one just a little bit offline here. Just under 6 minutes to play. Shots officially 13-6 in favor of the Breakers. 7 penalty minutes for the River Dragons. Still none for the Breakers, but they've got to find a way to capitalize with this power play time. Already halfway through it, 2 minutes and 32 seconds to go before Mike Wynn's released. On over to Pikarczyk. Conway stepping up to try and sweep it back. That could have been trouble had he not won that race. Storjahan just over the blue line. He had a shorthanded goal the other weekend as well against the Breakers. Five and a half minutes to go here. Pikarczyk slows it down for Pizzamenti to take control of. Pizzamenti plays the puck back for Lucas Texmo. Some good communication from the Dragons that time. Now quickly it goes over to Crowder. Crowder On over quickly to Infantino. To his backhand. Infantino scores! Dylan Infantino takes the feed in the slot, walks down Broadway, and catches in. Breakers strike first here at home. Infantino's first of the season and his first point in 9 contests. Couldn't have come at the better time to get the home crowd going here. 1-0 Breakers. And they'll continue on with the power play because it was a major call. So Infantino has his first. 1-0. Nerland on over to Thornton. Breakers enter the zone. Back across. Quick shot. Charbonneau save made. Babin dug out for a moment by Infantino and finally held. How about Infantino drawing the call down in the corner and then scoring himself? They ruled it, they just read unassisted. It definitely was not unassisted. As at 4:52, we're going to have a media timeout. We'll take it. Infantino gets the scoring party started. Back in a splash.
At Matt Bowers Hyundai Gulfport, we make it easy to drive the new Hyundai you want at the price you need. Every new Hyundai comes with Nat's lifetime powertrain warranty on top of Hyundai's America's Best warranty and owner assurance. That's serious value right here on the coast. Visit us today during the Getaway Sales event happening now just off Lorraine Road north of I-10. Official sponsor of your Biloxi Breakers.
Shop smart. Buy local. Matt Bowers Hyundai, Gulfport.
Ben & Jerry's is serving up true ice cream euphoria inside the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Biloxi. You're sure to find your new favorite among more than 34 flavors. Let us scoop yours in one of our freshly baked waffle cones. Ben & Jerry's at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Biloxi, where euphoria awaits.
Breakers still with 1:28 on the power play. Major penalty assessed to Mike Wynn. They've grabbed the 1-0 lead and looking to add to it. Already 15 shots on goal for the Breakers as well. They had 32 in the loss to Columbus last Saturday. That was their weekend high. And already about halfway there with 5 minutes remaining in the first. Bomb from Nerland's turned aside with a kick save. Watch out, here come the River Dragons. Looked for a moment as if Wickline was going to try and jump loose. Colin Ratt back in across the blue line. Cut off by Infantino, pops it to Nerland. Nerland back on over to Infantino for Nerland across the blue, holding one. Charbonneau shoots, and that one off the pad of Trevor Babin and wide. Ratt darting in through the middle, put it through the skates of Carter Thornton for a moment. He'll come in to help out Charbonneau. Nice play to close out Ratt's net drive. Thornton look to reverse Cody Wickline, then takes a couple. Thornton wants one. Let's see if we're going to get one. As the referees say, all right, we're going to still have a conversation between Wickline and Thornton down on the bench. Certainly looked like one was going to break out there. Conway swinging below his own goal, now with a burst of speed like a bat out of hell. Flies across the blue to his backhand. Lost it in transition. Pass out to Henry. His quick shot is up and into the netting. Or the invisible netting, if you will. Another mile-high daiquiri puck out of play. 15 seconds left on the major penalty assessed to win. Breakers looking to add to their margin. They have dominated this first period of play, out shooting Columbus 18-6. Conway swatted it up high into the chest of Crowder. It comes back down low for Caden Henry. He overskated it down low in the corner. Crowder back up to the point for Conway. He chips it down low where Henry receives. On over to Crowder again. Back to full strength are the River Dragons. Shot by Pikarczyk. Finds Caden Henry. Back around the goal he'll go. Surveying for options. Holding. Finds Crowder at the circle. Crowder's pass way behind Conway. Out at the point, Fisher bangs it all the way around to Davidson. Back up to the point for Crowder. Fisher loading up, walking through the circle, shoots. That one blocked down, and now he's got to get back. He gets run down with a high, hard hit by Lucas Texmo, but a clean one. Back up to his feet quickly. And he'll go pick the puck up in the end wall. Pizzamenti, the trailer. Wyzak just coming back in. Crowder ties up his man in the wall. And back to work. Here come the Dragons. Or excuse me, the Breakers. Caden Henry's quick shot ripped wide. Barrow in the neutral zone. Slowing things down, finds it on over to Hunter. Hunter turns it over to Cole Crowder now. Crowder couldn't send it out of the zone. Lucchese finishes the job. On over to Ryan Hunter once again. Lucchese from behind gives him a shot in the back to knock him over. And the Breakers will take the possession back the other way. Dalton Anderson shielding around Stoya. Cuts to the middle. Quick shot by Lucchese. What a save by Babin. Dalton Anderson with a great play on the net drive there. And Babin a better save with Lucchese streaking in looking for his second. Back towards Matt Stoya at the blue line. Stoya's had the other penalty in the game tonight for Columbus. Bondi chips it back towards Hunter. Lucchese chips it off the wall. Might have caught a piece of the official along with Colin Ratt, who's bumped into by Lucchese. Gets the puck back to Declan Flanagan. Flanagan on the dump in. Charbonneau forechecking, looking to take it away from Wickline. Infantino there as well. Charbonneau back for Fisher into the neutral area thanks to the communication by Infantino, and eventually it will be held by Babin with 1 minute and 1 second left to go on the clock in period one. This Breakers team does have the talent to do it. Just need to keep adding to that defensive group who've been good tonight, but they've also been aided by 7 minutes of power play time here in the period that have kept the puck down at the Columbus end of the ice. Ensuing faceoff is controlled by the River Dragons. Under 1 minute to go, Fisher steps up to take it away from Blacksmith and sends it in deep. 50 seconds to go. Over to the far side. Blacksmith now picking it up on the near side. Pikarczyk couldn't get there to lay the hit in time. Crowder high off the window into the neutral area. Nerland reels it in. Across the blue line he comes. Surveying for options at the circle. Gets it over to Crowder. Crowder walking through the far circle and had it knocked away. Fisher's going to have to get back. An odd man rush lingering for Columbus. Pikarczyk, good back check to take one guy out of the play. Now Ratt closing in through and finally was cut off. Ratt and Rosenzweig get tied up back at the other end. Henry's quick shot might have been off the mask of Trevor Babin. End-to-end action here with just 3 seconds to go. More coming in as the clock's about to expire and it goes wide. That will do it for period one. The shot's 20-6 Biloxi. The lone goal belonging to Dylan Infantino from Cole Crowder. A fun one here in Biloxi as we head into our first intermission. As mentioned, we'll have Grant Bondi with his interview coming up for you, so stay tuned. We'll be back in a few short moments for period two action. All right, welcome back to Breaker Banner. Devin Dobeck joined by Breakers defenseman Grant Bondi on the show here today. Grant, welcome. Happy to have you on with us.
Thanks for having me.
Well, Grant, growing up in Newport, Michigan is where you began your hockey journey. So take us through that. Who were your first mentors and what was it like playing growing up in Michigan?
Yeah, Michigan's actually, it's a hotbed for hockey, obviously. First through my skate time when I was probably 3 years old. Both my older brothers played hockey. They played travel in high school growing up, so it was kind of obvious that that was going to be my next step. There was a lot of mini sticks that played along the way and a lot of fights along the way as well. In terms of mentors, one that sticks out to me would be Tommy Menino. He was one of my big mentors growing up. He was a skills coach. he's very high up in the hockey world, and he helped me out a lot in my career for sure.
So talking about those older brothers that you mentioned and the mini stick battles, I'm sure there was a lot of fights. Do you think that made you a little bit tougher and has led into the way you play the game now?
Yeah, there's no question about that. They're 5-6 years older than me, so they definitely had some fun with me when I was young and defenseless. But I think it worked out for the better, and it's helped me get stronger and be a little bit tougher. So.
Shifting gears here, of course, your older brothers you looked up to the whole time, but was there any NHL players that you looked up to or a favorite team growing up?
So my favorite team growing up was the Red Wings, obviously. I'm from Detroit.
Hockey town.
Yeah, hockey town. Red Wings were my favorite, but Sidney Crosby was actually my favorite player. Cool story, when I was about 9 years old, he was my favorite player. I got his jersey for Christmas and stuff, but I wrote him a letter, and I sent it to the Penguins Arena. And I checked our mailbox every day for about 7-8 months, nothing. Kept checking the mailbox, and then maybe 10 months later, one day I walk out there, I open the mail, and I had a message back from the Penguins. It was actually a letter from Crosby, and I had a personal signed picture of him in there too. It's framed back at the house, so it was cool.
That's pretty incredible. It's great when you see these guys who have made it share sort of the wealth of their journey and really feed back to the younger generation, and I'm sure that probably inspired you to keep going on your journey, and now you've turned professional. So full world moment, getting that signed picture from a guy in the NHL and now starting to play professionally yourself.
Absolutely.
But take us through your time playing for Bell Tire and CompuWare. How did those seasons prepare you for the leap in your junior career? This is back in the late 2010s.
Yeah, so AAA hockey, I was very fortunate to be able to play AAA back home. It's pretty prominent back where I was growing up. And I was able to make a couple of those AAA teams, and just the coaching at that level and the players that you're playing with and against, there's just a natural compete level that you kind of get instilled in you from a young age, and I think it's stuck with me since.
So then back in 2017, 2018, after your time playing with those two over 4 seasons, you go to the Odessa Jackalopes in the Null, the NAHL, of course. You had an assist in 9 games played. It was your first taste of that high-level American junior hockey. The Null is the league that everybody who's playing domestically here in America wants to be in at that age. So what was it like getting your first taste of that?
It was awesome. I think I went in, I was 18 years old. I was one of the younger guys on the team, and it was awesome. I only played 9 games there, and the ice time wasn't quite where I wanted it to, which eventually led to me switching over to Canada. But there was a lot of good guys that I looked up to on that team, older guys that I learned a lot of things from on and off the ice, and that was my first taste of playing hockey down in the South, and it was awesome. So.
Yeah, we're going to get into all that because it really has just led into all these full circle moments throughout your career. But you mentioned going to Canada. You went there and played for the Kemptville 73s of the CCHL. That was in the same season after your time in Odessa. What made you want to go out of your comfort zone and play in a different country for the first time?
Yeah, so the opportunity came. It was around Christmas time in Odessa. I wasn't really getting the ice that I wanted nor I needed, being my first year of juniors, and their coach wanted me bad, so he was willing to pay some money, and I ended up going there in Canada halfway through the year, and it was the right move because I ended up playing a lot there, which is ultimately what you need in your first year of junior. You want experience, you want playing time. Mm-hmm. So that worked out. Couldn't have worked out better, and we were only 30 minutes from the city of Ottawa too, so we had a lot of fun, going to Ottawa and stuff. And yeah, we had a good time there. It was a great experience.
How was the game itself different playing up in Canada? Did you notice anything really different? I mean, we talk about mostly European to American and how the game's much more physical here. But USA to Canada at the junior level, is there anything tangible that you notice, or is it just competitive?
Absolutely. I would say coming from the Null South, it's more known to be a grittier division, kind of tougher division, more hitting, more fighting. And then I make that transition to Kemptville, and the big thing I noticed was it was a lot less physical. It was just a lot of skill, and the speed was high too. It was a lot of high speed and a lot of skill, not near as much physicality. So that was the biggest change I noticed.
So then from there in Canada, you come back to the Null and join the Shreveport Mudbugs. 8 points, 50 penalty minutes, 48 games played, a full season in the Null. What was it like getting that full experience, a full season with the same group, and being a part of that?
It was awesome. It was that's one of the places, if you're in that league, that's one of the places that guys want to go to and play in terms of fan base, arena, location. So I was very, very blessed to be able to go play there for my age out year. I got tons of playing time, you know, as an age out, which was great. Made a lot of great friends and memories there. My billet family was unbelievable down there. Southern hospitality at its finest. And I learned a lot about myself down there, and it was truly an awesome experience. So
You say you're a mud bug for life, if you will, or?
I absolutely would say that, and I'm still in touch with quite a few people from that area and teammates in my billets as well from down there. So yes, for sure.
The connections are some of the greatest parts of what we get to do being in the professional sports industry. Is just meeting people and having those conversations and keeping the relationships. It really is something that I look forward to year in and year out. But after your time there, you commit to Aurora University at the NCAA Division III level, played 2 seasons there. How was the college game different from juniors? Of course, you get the cages now, there's less fighting, so it's a little bit different of a game, but what did you notice jumping from juniors to then the collegiate level?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is it's the next level. You know, guys are going to the next level when you go to college, so everyone's better. But the biggest things I noticed were the speed. It's just a faster speed. All the guys are a lot older. Some guys 26, 25, 24. You're playing against a bunch of older guys, and the physicality too in American NCAA it's pretty high. So it was a very physical, fast game. And there was also a lot of systems, too, that go into it that you have to learn throughout with your team. So
you were there at Aurora for a season and a half, if you will, and you make the decision you're going to transfer to Florida Gulf Coast University, play in the ACHA 2 level. What went into that decision to take your career at Aurora at the collegiate level and then go play in the ACHA?
Yeah, so unfortunately that was the COVID year when I transferred. So I played my 2 seasons at Aurora, and then COVID hit and kind of shocked everyone. But that year was the most transfers that there had been in the history of any transferring. So decided to take my talents down to Florida, which I absolutely am so happy I did, because that was an awesome experience for me down there, and I loved it there. So it was great.
Strength isn't built in a single race. It's earned, mile after mile, pedal after pedal, step after step. The same endurance that drives athletes to the finish line fuels the steady hands and sharp focus required in surgery. It's about resilience, precision, and commitment, in competition and in the operating room. Because true performance means showing up with excellence, no matter the arena. Looking for your next ride? Get more at Matt Bowers Hyundai Gulfport. Every new Hyundai comes with Matt's lifetime powertrain warranty on top of Hyundai's America's Best warranty and owner assurance. No one on the coast offers more, so why go anywhere else? Visit us today during the Getaway Sales event happening now just off Lorraine Road north of I-10. Official sponsor of your Biloxi Breakers.
Shop smart, buy local. Matt Bowers Hyundai Gulfport.
Ben & Jerry's is serving up true ice cream euphoria inside the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Biloxi. You're sure to find your new favorite among more than 34 flavors. Let us scoop yours in one of our freshly baked waffle cones. Ben & Jerry's at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Biloxi, where euphoria awaits.
Fly in for a daiquiri that scores every time. Mile High Daiquiris is an aviation-themed daiquiri shop and the official daiquiri of the Biloxi Breakers. Open 7 days a week and offering 15 refreshing flavors, Jello shots, beer, and even a non-alcoholic daiquiri. They supply mobile daiquiris for weddings, birthday parties, and events. Only 4.6 miles west of the Mississippi Gulf Coast Coliseum. Grab your crew and come try the best daiquiris on the Gulf Coast where flavor takes flight. Become a frequent flyer at 1107 Cohen Road, Suite B, Gulfport.
At Superior Optical Lab, we're proud to be certified as a service-disabled, veteran-owned small business and to provide quality eyewear to veterans to whom we all owe our freedom. Thank you for your service.
Recharge your body. Reset your mind. Revive your spirit. At Revive and Thrive, every detail is designed to elevate your recovery and well-being. Unwind in our serene salt therapy room and float suite. Awaken your senses with the benefits of cold water immersion. Then, step into a custom-built sauna featuring soft Himalayan salt lighting for athletes, adventurers, and anyone ready to unlock the power of recovery. Discover the difference at reviveandthrivems.com.
Coastal Prints is a brand new business on the coast specializing in screen printing, embroidery, and promotional items. Being local and with 30 plus years of experience, Coastal Prints carries all the hottest clothing brands and thousands of promotional items. Uniforms, workwear, hats, drinkware, coolers, tchotchkes, and much more. Coastal Prints will make your brand and logo stand out. Come see the new showroom on Seaway Road in Gulfport or visit coastalprints.com or call 228-COASTAL.
The Mississippi Gulf Coast is where community and teamwork come together, on and off the ice. Foshi Residential is proud to support the Biloxi Breakers as they bring the heat to the rink this season. Foshi Residential manages 3 unique apartment communities along the coast, each offering modern finishes, resort-style amenities, and a location that puts coastal living right at your doorstep. Ready to find your community? Visit foshiresidential.com/Biloxi Breakers for more information.
Every new Hyundai from Matt Bowers comes with Matt's lifetime warranty included. That's in addition to Hyundai's America's Best Warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, and Hyundai Owner Assurance. You get both warranties, making a new Hyundai from Matt Bowers an excellent value. Come visit us today during the Getaway Sales event at our new showroom just off Lorraine Road north of I-10 in Gulfport.
Shop smart, buy local. Matt Bowers Hyundai, Gulfport.
When injury knocks you out, Bienvo Orthopedic Specialists will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back in the game, back in motion, back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Bienvo Orthopedic Specialists. We will get you back.
When things heat up, you don't just want a cold one. You want the coldest one. The cold lagered, cold filtered, cold packaged one. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
Hello out there, we're on the air. It's hockey night tonight. Tension grows, the whistle blows, and the puck goes down the ice. The goalie jumps and the players bump and the fans all go insane. Someone roars, Bobby scores, that's a good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game. Where players dash and skates and flash, the home team trails behind. But they grab the puck and go bursting up and they're down across the line. They storm the crease like bumblebees. They travel like a burning flame. We see them slide the puck inside. It's a good old hockey game.
you want to buy a Matt Bowers Hyundai?
Buy local, Matt Bowers.
Gulfport, Mississippi.
Hyundai.
And we welcome you back ahead of period 2. Devin Doback along with you. Let's take a look at how the first period went for both sides. An interesting one, not anything that we necessarily expected here tonight, but the Breakers came out flying, leading the game 1-0. Shots are 20-6. They're 1 for 2 on their 7 minutes of power play time, 7 penalty minutes for the River Dragons, a minor and a major. That gave Biloxi a lot of time to go to work. Let's take a look at the intermission summary. Not a whole lot to examine here. Trevor Babin, 19 saves in that first period to keep it from being worse on the scoreboard. Dylan Infantino on the power play picks up his first with the assist going to Cole Crowder at 14:51. And Josh Rosenzweig has stopped all 6 pucks that have come in his direction. Out of our Chick-fil-A first intermission and into our Aaron's second period of play. And so, a couple more laps here as the final 25 seconds or so will bleed off the clock while we have another extra moment. See if we can find our upcoming schedule for you. This is what the Breakers' schedule looks like. So you see just one home game in the next 6. It will be this Saturday, November 29th, but they've got the Zydeco on the 28th in Baton Rouge at 7:05. Then at home, 7 o'clock against the Zydeco, and then 2 in Topeka the following weekend, and then 2 against the Monroe Moccasins the weekend after that. So it's going to be a tough stretch. Breakers are going to have to dig deep, but Topeka, a team they beat before, Baton Rouge, a team they beat before. So a lot of winnable games on this schedule. It'll be awesome to see how it will escalate as we are back for period 2 here at the Mississippi Coast Coliseum. Devin Doback along with you. Clock just a couple seconds behind and now back on track for you. So here comes Galvin, had it knocked away but got it to Kevin Sabad, who had his shot deflect up and over towards the end wall. Now down low again. Sabad on over to the far side for Mike Wynn. Save made by Rosenzweig. And it's popped out to center. Nerland couldn't reel it in. Sabad, quick pass through to Kyle Moore. You'd imagine that Columbus is going to come out with a sense of urgency after a first period in which they were dominated by a team that has lost to them 3 times and pretty handily in 2 of them. Jerome Bichard cannot be happy with that first 20 minutes from his side, but of course they were shorthanded for 7 minutes of it. Caden Henry dropping it on back to Trey Fisher, who rounds the puck and takes it through the neutral area. Over the cage of Babin. Now Dylan Infantino. Down in the corner ball, a quick little trip, and now a tip in front by Charbonneau. Held onto by Trevor Babin. And with 18:43 to go, we get our first whistle. Shots are 21-7 in favor of the Breakers, 1 apiece here tonight. Infantino, the lone goal scorer, is the difference thus far. Loses the ensuing faceoff to Tyler Barrow. What a year that Tyler Barrow has had so far. 5'10", 185. Team leader in points with 22 and assists with 16 and shots on goal with 54. He's been all over the offensive side of things for Jerome Bichard's group ever since being acquired. First time playing in the FPHL, but has plenty of SPHL experience. To the far side, Lucas Texmo peels it out of the corner. First one there is Infantino. Dangerous pass up to the point for Grant Bondi. Bondi will hold and send it back in down low. Infantino's centering pass got all the way through, out in between the blue lines once again, and will reset. Breakout pass for Alex Storjahan. He'll walk in across the blue. Snap pass for Tyler Barrow. Bleeds into the corner, and it's held onto by Cole Crowder. Crowder the other way for Carter Thornton. Thornton over the blue line, shoots one. Deflected down by Stoya. Brody Thornton. Pinwheels one back the other way. Caught up to by Rat. Anderson doing work on the back check. Now a pass down low. Rat to the far side. Kick save Rosenzweig. Wow, what a stop from Josh Rosenzweig to keep that one out of the net. Defensive breakdown for the Breakers. Just the first time we've seen one of those tonight. Could have been trouble, but a better save. Thornton now, a nice shimmy shake at the blue line to get away from Stoya, but eventually is tracked down and back the other way. Here comes Blacksmith. Rosenzweig will come out to play it with a forehand. He looks sharp here in period 2. Another quick shot comes in. Big save, Rosenzweig with the left pad to keep it out. Centers himself back in the net, and finally the Breakers will get a change. This one sent the distance. They will wave the icing off. As the first one there is Colin Rat taken down by Trey Fisher in the corner. Then he gets locked up with Wickline. On over to Mike Wynn. Wickline below the end line collects the puck. For Wynn. Wynn, who had that 5-minute major, looking to avenge that. Colton's quick shot through traffic, turned aside. Rosenzweig, another couple quick saves. And Lucchese banks it off the window. Picks it back on up. Lucchese moves to his backhand through the logo at center. Shooting one. Glove save made by Trevor Babin with 16 minutes and 10 seconds to go. Get another whistle and immediate timeout. Not immediate timeout just yet. Under 15 we will have one. Columbus has quite the goaltending tandem. Tyler Roy currently ranks second in the FPHL with 6 wins, and Trevor Babin, as I mentioned, is just a fraction of a percentage off the league-leading save percentage. It's been fun to watch those guys competing against the Breakers night in, night out. So far, the only one that's broke tonight is Babin, but Rosenzweig has it in him. Of course, we remember his numbers from last season sounded a lot similar to the ones I just read. And Rosenzweig with a 45-save shutout under his belt already. Caden Henry maneuvers his way around Kyle Moore. Chases the puck in deep, drops it back for Pikarczyk. He's having his stick locked up, and Mike Wynn will take it back on away. Moore back over to the far side. No offsides. Looked like we heard a whistle for a moment. Might have been the ref debating it as well. Colton quickly over to Wynn. Wynn through traffic. Rosenzweig the save. Pokes it out of harm's way. On over to Nerland, and for some reason he will go behind the goal to start the play. Makes a nice move through center. On over to the far side, through his legs, backhand feed for Pikarczyk, and it's knocked away. Barrow across the blue line, quick pass in stride. Storjahan looking back in the direction of Hunter, and it goes wide. Caden Henry enters the zone. Drop pass for Conway, who rips one high and over the crossbar. The royal blue crossbars that the Breakers have. Thornton in the slot. Turnaround shot. And it goes up and over Babin's cage. Thornton still looking for his first as a Biloxi Breaker. Fisher cuts off that stretch pass. Would have been a one-on-one for Ryan Hunter the other way. Fisher Thornton to the tape of Declan Conway. Power moving and shielding on his backhand. Centers one. Infantino cue balling at it, and finally another big save made by Babin. Lucas Texmo is down and in some pain just in front of the blue paint. Thornton looking in front for a backdoor tap. Fisher on the follow, and then he's wiped. Breakers keep the zone alive. Thornton's shot turned aside by Babin, on over to Fisher, far side. Quickly down low to Infantino. Wyzak, the lone man, back at the blue, and he will go chase the puck coming back to his end. Wyzak banks one up for Davidson. Davidson sends it in deep. Thornton will go off for a change. 13 minutes and 25 seconds to go here. Period 2. Devin Dobek along with you. Back the other way, Davidson again. Charbonneau comes to help it as Davidson got collapsed down on the wall there. Anderson. Davidson with a hit now below the end line. Crowder looking to cut off a man. He's going to go for easy interference call against Colin Ratt. Locked up with him. Ratt's got a piece of his stick. Delayed call. Blacksmith stood up by Crowder. And another quick save made by Rosenzweig as Crowder is going to keep his penalty streak alive and head off to the box for 2 minutes. Hindered with the Columbus player and Kyle Moore's ability to get to the puck. And we'll head into our next media timeout. Breakers going to be shorthanded on the other side. We'll be back.
When injury knocks you out, Bienville Orthopedic Specialists will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back in the game, back in motion, back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Bienville Orthopedic Specialists. We will get you back.
The first Raven and Rose tattoo penalty kill set to get going here. Cole Crowder assessed 2 minutes for interference. Officials still waiting a couple more moments before we continue on here. Face-off is won by the River Dragons. They have the zone here on the Raven and Rose tattoo penalty kill. Barrow swings one down low. Now back in the middle. Almost a good chance for the Dragons that time. Another quick shot by Moore. Held onto by Rosenzweig. And we'll have another draw coming. 12:40 to go. Rosenzweig has already faced more shots than he did in period 1. It's up to 14 now, the tally for Columbus. Of course, only 6 of them came in that first period, already 8 now. Hunter, dangerous goal scorer he is. Josh Colton, second on the team with 2 power play goals himself. Watch out for him. Had 21 in 3 seasons with the Motor City Rockers. So Josh Colton always a threat on the power play to cash in. Breakers get a little puck luck there. Flanagan couldn't send it the length. Josh Colton had it knocked away by Carter Thornton. Now back the other way. Here's Alex Storjahan to the tape of Ryan Hunter. Barrow walks in, on over to Hunter again through traffic. Blocked down off his own man. I believe Kyle Moore battling outside the blue paint. Storjahan Snaps a pass off the tape of Barrow. He'll go back and recover the puck. Now Barrow, another quick chance that caroms into the corner. 42 seconds to go on the penalty kill for Biloxi. A unit coming in around the 77% mark here tonight. Infantino floats one down the length and goes out for a change. Breakers minimizing the pressure on their goaltender here as well, but there's been a couple chances in the last couple minutes that'll make you hold your breath, certainly so. Sabat rung one off of Rosenzweig's bell, and as his hat cascades down to the ice, we'll have another face-off coming. Yeah, goalies do not like when they get hit in the head. It typically rattles all the adjustments that they work so hard to set it to before the game. And it's not comfortable when you've got your helmet feeling a little bit crooked as a goaltender, let alone the visibility that it impairs. Sometimes you got to use your head to make the save. Rosenzweig with a good one there. 11:07 to go here in the second period. Power play for another 16 seconds before Cole Crowder will come back. Anderson loses this draw, controlled by Colin Ratt. Matt Stoya now drops it on off to the far side for Wickline. Back to Stoya in the far circle. Stoya stick handling, surveying for options, and slings one all the way through everybody and deflects back out into the Columbus zone. A turnover. Anderson lost a handle on it. Raven and Rose Tattoo penalty kill is 1 for 1. Rosenzweig slows it down for Trey Fisher. Fisher knocked into by Wickline, but takes the puck with him. Now given away, Brody Thornton pinching back down low. Sends it up to the point for Ratt. Crowder looked to block the shot, but it got all the way through to the end wall. Brody Thornton on over for Blacksmith below the end line. Thornton again. Drop pass. Held onto by Wickline. Nice swivel move, trying to get away from Anderson. Delayed call coming. It's going to come against the Breakers, it appears. Looked like Anderson kind of flinched as if he had been hindered with. Barrow's quick shot turned aside by Rosenzweig. Anderson at the end of a long shift. Delayed call coming. 6-on-5 for the River Dragons here. We'll also head into our next media timeout after the Breakers touch up. Blacksmith on back Storjahan. Into the skates of Hunter. His low angle shot goes through everything. Slowed down by Wyzak, and call will be coming. So the Breakers going to head shorthanded. Dalton Anderson, the guilty party, will head off. We're going to take a break, step aside. Plenty more to come about halfway home here in Biloxi. 1-0 Breakers.
Recharge your body. Reset your mind. Revive your spirit. At Revive and Thrive, every detail is designed to elevate your recovery and well-being. Unwind in our serene salt therapy room and float suite. Awaken your senses with the benefits of cold water immersion. Then, step into a custom-built sauna featuring soft Himalayan salt lighting for athletes, adventurers, and anyone ready to unlock the power of recovery. Discover the difference at reviveandthrivems.com.
Coastal Prints is a brand new business on the coast specializing in screen printing, embroidery, and promotional items. Being local and with 30 plus years of experience, Coastal Prints carries all the hottest clothing brands and thousands of promotional items. Uniforms, workwear, hats, drinkware, coolers, tchotchkes, and much more. Coastal Prints will make your brand and logo stand out. Come see the new showroom on Seaway Road in Gulfport, or visit coastalprints.com or call 228-COASTAL.
When things heat up, you don't just want a cold one. You want the coldest one. The cold lagered, cold filtered, cold packaged one. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
9:31 to go. Dalton Anderson sent to the box for a double minor high stick. They surprised me with that. So it will be a 4-minute call against Anderson, a 4-minute for high sticking. And now a real test as the first period was in favor of Biloxi, the second period has been pretty much all Columbus. So the Breakers are going to have to dig deep here and find a big kill, clinging to just a 1-goal lead. And Anderson with a lengthy timeout. Pass over to the near side, looked like almost was offside. Kyle Moore. Storjohn. Quickly over to Barrow, into the slot for Moore. Spun around by Conway, and now he's in some pain. Goes down to the ice, writhing around. Hard to tell from up here. Out at the point again, Colton. Flanagan getting worked on in front of the goal line, trying to create some space. As there's a quick shot, they score. Flanagan having a lengthy conversation with Kyle Moore after the play. Now a couple slashes and the refs will separate them, but it's Ryan Hunter, who else, with an absolute bullet from the top of the circle that beats Rosenzweig and ties the game at 1. The penalty will be retracted now to 2 minutes. And so Anderson's minor, or double minor, has hurt them on the scoreboard. Not sure what was going on with Flanagan back behind the play, tied up with Kyle Moore. Looked like Moore was in pain a little bit before that, and yeah, something just boiled over late, even after the goal. So Ryan Hunter's team leading 12th. He's scored now in 6 straight games. Colin Ratt looked to go far glove side on Rosenzweig this time. Blacksmith on over to Ratt. Ratt scores through traffic. Columbus has flipped the odds in a matter of 1 minute. A power play goal once again, and the Breakers special teams has defined their season thus far. They surrender another, and now it's 2-1. They'll play from behind. Breakers have had 7 minutes of power play time, scored just the 1 goal. Columbus with a double minor, and they didn't even need the full time. They got both the goals that they needed to jump ahead. Just been a tough special teams journey for Biloxi this season. They have lived and died by their special team successes and failures. So back to even strength 5-on-5 hockey. That is the good news. But the Breakers are trailing. Nerland back across the blue line. Got run into by a River Dragon. Everybody's arms stayed down for the moment. Shots are 24-19 in favor of the Breakers, but they're being outshot in the frame alone, 13-4. So you can see how Columbus has really turned things around. And all these penalty calls have made things interesting. Galvin locked up with Wyzak. Wyzak into the skates of Henry, who wraps it around to Bondi. Bondi floats one up into the air, and when it returns, Josh Colton will be the first one there to retrieve it. Another whistle and an icing. Ben & Jerry's at the Hard Rock Cafe icing. Attendance listed at 1801. I'm not sure how it's that low based on the estimates I was hearing. But 1,800 in the house tonight. Wyzak breaking it out of the zone to Caden Henry. Henry quickly on over to Pikarczyk. Nerland taps it to Pikarczyk. His quick shot missed everything and goes wide. Back the other way. Here comes Tyler Barrow. Numbers for the Dragons. Hunter shoots, rung one off the bar. Could have been trouble. Henry threw a couple stick checks from Wynn. Couldn't find its way to Aldi Nerland. Colton into the neutral area. Fisher will send it in deep. And everybody will touch up and reset. 6:50 to go here. Period 2. 2-1, the River Dragons have played a much better 20 minutes here in the second. Out of their own end, Trey Fisher on over now. It's Infantino coming in. 2-0 with Conway. Conway pots one off the feed from Infantino. The Breakers tie it at 2. A beautiful play, finally catching Columbus in a breakdown. Infantino picks up a multi-point night. Conway with his 9th of the season, and it's all tied at 2. That was one the Breakers needed to hop back in the saddle and hop back in the game, as it felt like this was starting to slip away with the amount of pressure that Columbus was mounting. Six minutes and 20 seconds to play here in the second period. A whole new hockey game tied at 2. Charbonneau having his stick locked up. Down low, Fisher bumps into Wick line. Cut off by Fisher again. Xavier Charbonneau picks up the secondary assist, and he really started the play with his effort on the near wall. Didn't give him the glory that he deserved there, but yes, Charbonneau started that play as Rosenzweig jumps on that one. Get another whistle at 5:52. Charbonneau now with points in back-to-back games. He's starting a little streak of his own there. Breakers need to keep their foot on the gas. The shots have really started to tilt. It's a tie game. You've proven that you can be better. Just got to find a way to play that complete 60-minute game that Charlie Pence talked about last week. Brody Thornton had it knocked away for a moment by Crowder. Bunted back in by Sabad. Moore run into the wall by Crowder. Using his body to free up the puck, gets it over to Thornton. Thornton reversed a hit into Stoya to make sure he didn't go down. Lucchese fishing it out of the stakes of a couple Dragons. Sabad shoots one, and it goes wide. Now another slap pass inadvertently goes all the way to the far side. Sabad wraps it back all the way around where Stoya is the first to retrieve it. Knocked away by Infantino, or Thornton, and then he gets crushed by Galvin. Galvin gave Crowder a slash behind the play. Sabad's quick shot. Save made by Rosenzweig. Tie up between Stoya and Bondi down by the near post. Another big save made by Rosenzweig. Davidson digs it out of trouble. On for Crowder. Took a little too long in his decision. Turns it over. Coming out to help is Bondi. He sends it back to the near side for Infantino. Or Thornton again, excuse me. Long shift for Carter Thornton. One-timer from Bikarchek, held onto by Babin. And we'll have another whistle, 4:33 to go. A fun one here in Biloxi, locked up 2 apiece. Breakers, Dragons, back in a moment.
The Mississippi Gulf Coast is where community and teamwork come together, on and off the ice. Foshi Residential is proud to support the Biloxi Breakers as they bring the heat to the rink this season. Foshi Residential manages 3 unique apartment communities along the coast, each offering modern finishes, resort-style amenities, and a location that puts coastal living right at your doorstep. Ready to find your community? Visit foshiresidential.com/Biloxi Breakers for more information.
At Superior Optical Lab, we're proud to be certified as a service-disabled, veteran-owned small business and to provide quality eyewear to veterans to whom we all owe our freedom. Thank you for your service.
And we welcome you back. They're going over the stocking stuffer deal. If you haven't heard of it yet, it's because we just launched it. It was in our coaches show that you saw. But 4 tickets to the Breakers game on December 27th. 4 official Breakers game pucks. 4 Sky Zone jump passes, and 4 small Ben & Jerry's at the Hard Rock Cafe waffle cones at $208 value, all going for $88. So you can call the Breakers office or come in Monday through Friday. Obviously not Thanksgiving tomorrow, but come in Monday through Friday and pick up your holiday 4-pack. Really good value and some good stocking stuffers if you want to have somebody unwrap some Breakers tickets on Christmas morning and go to the game a couple days later. It's a great opportunity to get involved. Another Ben & Jerry's at the Hard Rock Casino icing. Hello to all our viewers tuning in. Breaker Nation, of course. Good to see you as always, or be along with you, along with our other friends from around the FPHL. This is one of 5 active games tonight. Camera just went out. Bear with us. Should be back up. Yep, see, there it is. Now in the neutral zone. Colin Ratt communicating with Blacksmith. Walks in with a toe drag. Another one to his backhand and finally couldn't find a place to put it home. Looked like he lost it. Now deflection from Wickline. He's going to close in on Caden Henry, who baited him for the check and then was able to pick it out of harm's way. Wickline cut off by Fisher down below the line. Puck battle is controlled by Columbus. Blacksmith thought about the Michigan, it looked like, for a moment. Cocked that thing back as if he was going to flip it. Colton. Now Nerland. Rosenzweig directing traffic with his glove down in between the goal. Another shot comes in and it goes wide. Wyzak looking to track down Hunter. It comes out to the point for Wynn. Wynn shot goes well wide as well. Another quick shot from Hunter. And Fisher finally will get it up and I believe out, but it got a piece of the glass, so should not be a call coming against Fisher. 3 minutes and 13 seconds to go here. Period 2. Shots are 26-23, so just about leveling off after the Breakers led by 14 in that category through the opening 20. A couple young fans are getting fired up in the house here tonight at Breaker Bay. Won by Columbus again. Faceoffs has been a problem tonight. Seems like the Breakers have been losing a decent chunk of them. We don't have those statistics readily available for you. 3 minutes and 5 seconds to go in our second period. It's been 50 total shots on goal between these two clubs. 26 belonging to Biloxi. Out to the point for Kirk Underwood. Barrow now. Drops it down low. Underwood with it again. Shoots one looking near side. And sticked away by Rosenzweig. Underwood wrapping it back around and down. Top of the key, Underwood. Through the circles, had it knocked away. Flanagan plays it off the glass and out. Barrow darting through to the goal with a power move, and he scores! Such patience from Tyler Barrow to wait out Josh Rosenzweig, draw him down into the Dirty Bird, and finally finish up high with a beautiful highlight reel goal. Tyler Barrow makes it 3-2. Dragons lead it 3-2 now. Back and forth we go. Who will throw the next punch? Breakers being outscored in the frame 3-1. As there's another Columbus face-off win. Off the wall, Thornton holds it for a moment. Davidson popping one up in the air. Lucchese took a couple digs at Stoya. Now it comes back for Fisher to snap for Crowder. Thornton back in across the line, harassed by about 4 sticks that take the puck from his possession. Pizzamenti wheeling around on the far side, throws it off the side of the cage and out. Davidson turns one over, passed it through the middle, and now trouble. Pizzamenti's quick shot, the rebound still loose. Rosenzweig scrambling to find what position he wants to be in, but finally it's cleared on out. Could have been a lot of trouble there. Crowder sending one over towards the Bienville Orthopedics board ad. Popped up into the logo at center. Fisher knocks it down. Pikarczyk flips it forward. Fisher now with it once more. Takes the little bit of ice he was given and then finally knocked away by Galvin. Fresh off the ice, here's Aldi Nerlan running into a scrum in the far wall. Galvin cue balls it free. Just over a minute to play here in the second period. A fun one between the Breakers and the Dragons. Fisher will wrap it in and go out for a change. Pikarczyk got hindered with, and looks like we were going to have a call here coming against Columbus. Kyle Moore appealing that he did nothing wrong. And he's going to lose this argument as he's escorted off for 2 minutes. And the Breakers, maybe a little time to make something happen here. It is a bummer that you're going to have your penalty split to start the third if you don't score immediately. You like to keep that momentum all in the same consecutive 2 minutes unless you score. It's another walk-ons power play. Breakers go back to work. They're 1 for 2 tonight on the man advantage. Crowder spinning one through the blue paint. Crowder again. Takes it all the way to the blue line. Quickly on over to Conway, who shoots deflected, and it goes down into the corner. Far side, quick shot in, sticked away by Babin. Inside 30 seconds to play here, period 2. Devin Dobek along with you. A 3-2 game here on our Friendsgiving celebration, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Colton sends it to 200 feet. Henry on up to Davidson. Davidson in across the blue line, running out of time. Far side, one-timer by Crowder's turned aside. Another shot off the loose puck by Henry, and that will bleed out the final time as Hunter would have had a 2-on-1, headed back the other way. 3-2 is our score. We head to period 3 in a fun one, a divisional battle between the Breakers and the Dragons. It's going to come down to the final 20 minutes. We'll take a quick break, catch our breath, and chat with Grant Bondi before we return. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a few moments right here on Breakers TV. Coastal Prince is our second intermission sponsor, of course. That's really when you hit your stride production-wise. You had plenty of points in your time there at FGCU. But looking back, I know you just mentioned you're very happy it was a really good decision that you made. But is there anything you wish would have gone differently throughout that journey in your collegiate time, or are you looking back very satisfied with it?
I mean, I think if you really want to, you could go back and there's things that you could change, and stuff you would want to change that or have things be different. But I'm a firm believer in, everything happens for a reason and things work out the way they're supposed to. And, had that not happened, maybe I don't end up here. Mm-hmm. So I would say no, I wouldn't change anything, and it was all part of God's plan for me.
So at Florida Gulf Coast, you're playing down in Florida, you get that southern climate. Was that warm, wearing shorts to the rink style something that attracted you to Biloxi when you ended up coming here?
Absolutely. I mean, when Penn's reached out to me and asked me to come down and I had the opportunity to come down here, I jumped on that right away. And I was, obviously you're here for the hockey, right? But I'd be lying if I didn't say in the back of my mind I wasn't excited about wearing shorts and flip-flops to the rink every day. I mean, most people would be, so absolutely the weather was a nice bonus for sure.
And you were in Watertown prior to that where you made your professional debut, just the one game, but now you come from one of the coldest and smallest arenas to one of the warmest and largest arenas. Quite the jump, but going back to that one game you had in Watertown, your professional debut, just take us through your emotions, what was going through your head, and how it felt to officially call yourself a pro.
It was awesome. I mean, there was definitely a little bit of nerves on that first game day, but they were good nerves. They were excited nerves, and To be honest, I was just grateful. I was very grateful to God for the opportunity. It's been a long, winding road in my hockey career, and it's taken me all over, but I was truly just grateful to God for the opportunity to be able to be playing hockey again and to be able to play at the pro level.
So you lead all defensemen with 5 assists already this season. What's been working so well for you, and can you speak to your journey here early on?
Yeah, I mean, I've honestly just been trying to keep it simple, but I can't take too much credit. Honestly, the forwards that are playing in front of us, they make it pretty easy for the D back there. I mean, my main thing is, get them the puck, move that puck up, and keep the D zone safe. And, the forwards, they're a heck of a group to play behind, that's for sure. So,
what kind of player would you characterize yourself as?
I would like to say I'm more of like a hybrid defenseman. I consider myself a puck-moving defenseman. I like to use my feet, get the puck moving up and get the puck out. And like I said, advance it to the forwards, especially when you have a group of forwards with as much talent as we have. And I also like to pride myself on my defensive play as well and my defensive zone.
So now speaking here with the Breakers, what kind of culture is being built here, and what do you bring to the table to add to it with that game?
Yeah, so with our team right now, I think it's a team-first culture, which is what we're trying to build and what Coach is trying to build here. No individuals, but we're all one team. We're all one cohesive unit together, and I think we really just got to harp on that. We got to stick up for each other, and we got to have each other's backs, and we got to all be pulling the rope in the same direction and going. We're all working for the same goal. So.
And it starts at the top, of course. Yaro Yevdokimov was named the captain a few weeks ago. What's it been like having him as your leader along with the rest of the guys wearing the A's?
To be honest with you, it's a privilege. Me and Yaro have been getting along really great, actually. But, Yaro, he's played at some of the highest levels in the world. He's played in the KHL. He's got tons of experience. What I love about him, too, is he's not afraid to hold guys accountable. He's not afraid to, in a constructive way, not a bad way, but a constructive way. He's not afraid to hold guys accountable for things, and he's just a guy that you really look up to, and you want to make him proud. He's just a guy that you look up to. So.
Yeah, it has been awesome to get to know Yaro. He is definitely good for a few laughs, but he's also there with that stern nature. He keeps everybody in line, so definitely love having Yaro around the team. Of course, the big storyline is he's suspended tomorrow night. Who's going to have to step up and be a leader in his absence?
We're all going to have to step up. Obviously, that hurts. I mean, Yaro, he's a heck of a player. But unfortunately, he's not in tomorrow, and we're going to have to find a way to get past that. It's just for one game. But, yeah, we really got to find a way to work together tomorrow and get those points, get those 3 points tomorrow against Columbus. They're absolutely crucial. So.
A few more questions before we let you go, Bondi, but what's been your favorite part of living and playing here in Biloxi, if you had to put your finger on it?
I hate to be cliche. The weather is beautiful. Like it's like 30 degrees back home right now and stuff. The weather's been awesome, but I'm really just blessed to be able to play down here with such a good group of guys. I've been here probably a month now. The guys have all brought me in and taken me in. I'm starting to get really close with the team, and I feel pretty at home down here. And obviously the fans too. I can't forget about the fans. The fans, they make the whole thing go. So that's really been awesome as well.
Despite the 5-game losing skid that the Breakers are on, do you think that they have what it takes to turn it around, and how will that happen? Of course, you need to make a few additions on the defensive end to join you and help out your efforts. But speaking generally, do you think that they have it in them for a turnaround this season to make a playoff push?
We absolutely have it in us, and there's no other option but to have it in us. It's early in the season right now. It's no secret that we've been struggling a little bit, but like I said, it is pretty early. And when times are tough like this, you don't give up. You become closer with each other. You stick with it. You keep the faith, and you keep pushing and pulling that rope in the same direction. And I know things are going to turn around for us. Absolutely, 100%.
Couldn't agree with you more, because I get to see just about every minute of the action, including practice, and I think this group does have what it takes. They just need a couple more pieces, and then hopefully the wins will start following, and that will begin tomorrow against the Columbus River Dragons. But Bondi, as I like to leave it with every guy before they leave this show, the message to Breaker Nation, your message for the fans.
Yeah, well, first I just kind of like a quick little apology to the fans. I know it's been a tough start to the season. Hasn't been how we've wanted it, but things are going to turn around, and we're doing our best every day on the ice in practice and off the ice in workouts, and we are going to start putting some wins together, and things are going to get better. So come out and see us tomorrow, and we can't wait to play in front of you guys.
It's a long season, 44 more games to go, and there's still plenty of room to move up in that Continental Division. But Grant, thanks so much for joining us. You heard it from him. Join us tomorrow for Friendsgiving night against Columbus, and if not, on Saturday, the 29th, will be the next home game. It'll be our Movember jersey auction. I'll talk about that more as we close out our show. But Grant, once again, thanks so much for joining me. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
All right.
Strength isn't built in a single race. It's earned, mile after mile, pedal after pedal, step after step. The same endurance that drives athletes to the finish line fuels the steady hands and sharp focus required in surgery. It's about resilience, precision, and commitment in competition and in the operating room. Because true performance means showing up with excellence, no matter the arena. Looking for your next ride? Get more at Matt Bowers Hyundai Gulfport. Every new Hyundai comes with Matt's lifetime powertrain warranty on top of Hyundai's America's Best warranty and owner assurance. No one on the coast offers more, so why go anywhere else? Visit us today during the Getaway Sales event happening now just off Lorraine Road north of I-10. Official sponsor of your Biloxi Breakers.
Shop smart, buy local. Matt Bowers Hyundai, Gulfport.
Ben & Jerry's is serving up true ice cream euphoria inside the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Biloxi. You're sure to find your new favorite among more than 34 flavors. Let us scoop yours in one of our freshly baked waffle cones. Ben & Jerry's at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Biloxi, where euphoria awaits.
Fly in for a daiquiri that scores every time. Mile High Daiquiris is an aviation-themed daiquiri shop and the official daiquiri of the Biloxi Breakers. Open 7 days a week and offering 15 refreshing flavors, Jell-O shots, beer, and even a non-alcoholic daiquiri. They supply mobile daiquiris for weddings, birthday parties, and events. Only 4.6 miles west of the Mississippi Gulf Coast Coliseum. Grab your crew and come try the best daiquiris on the Gulf Coast where flavor takes flight. Become a frequent flyer at 1107 Cohen Road, Suite B, Gulfport.
At Superior Optical Lab, we're proud to be certified as a service-disabled, veteran-owned small business and to provide quality eyewear to veterans to whom we all owe our freedom. Thank you for your service.
Recharge your body. Reset your mind. Revive your spirit. At Revive and Thrive, every detail is designed to elevate your recovery and well-being. Unwind in our serene salt therapy room and float suite. Awaken your senses with the benefits of cold water immersion. Then, step into a custom-built sauna featuring soft Himalayan salt lighting for athletes, adventurers, and anyone ready to unlock the power of recovery. Discover the difference at reviveandthrivems.com.
Coastal Prints is a brand new business on the coast specializing in screen printing, embroidery, and promotional items. Being local and with 30 plus years of experience, Coastal Prints carries all the hottest clothing brands and thousands of promotional items. Uniforms, workwear, hats, drinkware, coolers, tchotchkes, and much more. Coastal Prints will make your brand and logo stand out. Come see the new showroom on Seaway Road in Gulfport or visit coastalprints.com or call 228-COASTAL.
The Mississippi Gulf Coast is where community and teamwork come together, on and off the ice. Foshi Residential is proud to support the Biloxi Breakers as they bring the heat to the rink this season. Foshi Residential manages 3 unique apartment communities along the coast, each offering modern finishes, resort-style amenities, and a location that puts coastal living right at your doorstep. Ready to find your community? Visit foshiresidential.com/Biloxi Breakers for more information.
Every new Hyundai from Matt Bowers comes with Matt's lifetime warranty included. That's in addition to Hyundai's America's Best Warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, and Hyundai Owner Assurance. You get both warranties, making a new Hyundai from Matt Bowers an excellent value. Come visit us today during the Getaway Sales event at our new showroom just off Lorraine Road north of I-10 in Gulfport.
Shop smart. Buy local. Matt Bowers Hyundai, Gulfport.
When injury knocks you out, Bienville Orthopedic Specialists will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back in the game, back in motion, back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Bienville Orthopedic Specialists. We will get you back.
When things heat up, you don't just want a cold one. You want the coldest one. The cold lagered, cold filtered, cold packaged one. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
Hello out there, we're on the air. It's hockey night tonight. Tension grows, the whistle blows, and the puck goes down the ice. The goalie jumps and the players bump and the fans all go insane. Someone roars, Bobby scores, that's a good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game. Where players dash, the skates are flash, the home team trails behind. But they grab the puck and go bursting up and they're down across the line. They storm the crease like bumblebees, they travel like a burning flame. We see them slide the puck inside, it's a good old hockey game.
When you think Nissan, think Matt Bowers Nissan d'Iberville, where every new Nissan comes with Matt's lifetime powertrain warranty included. And to keep your new Nissan running well, there's never an appointment needed for express service in our service department. Just stop by for routine maintenance like oil changes, brakes, tires, and batteries. Matt Bowers Nissan is proud to call the coast our home and is proud to sponsor your Biloxi Breakers.
Shop smart. Buy local. Matt Bowers Nissan, South Mississippi, d'Iberville.
welcome you back into the Mississippi Coast Coliseum. My name's Devin Dobeck. 3-2, the Columbus River Dragons lead it here. Let's jump into our game statistics here in our second intermission. The score 3-2 Columbus. They outscored the Breakers 3-1 in period number 2. The shots 28 aside, all evened up. Columbus dominated in shots on goal, 22-8 in that middle frame. On the power play, 1 for 3 for the Breakers, 2 for 3 for the River Dragons. Both those goals came on the Dalton Anderson double minor penalty around the midway mark. 9 penalty minutes to 6 are the totals there. Our intermission summary with the goal scorers. Opening it up was Dylan Infantino on the power play at 14:51, his first of the season. And then at 11:23 on the power play in period 1, it's Hunter picking up his 12th to tie the game at 1. Then on the power play 27 seconds later, Colin Ratt made it 2-1. Declan Conway tied it at 13:29 with his 9th of the season. A beautiful tic-tac-toe passing play by Charbonneau along with Infantino and Conway. And then Tyler Barrow with the difference now off a beautiful individual patient effort, found a way to open up and wait out Rosenzweig before beating him up high. Give us where we stand now at 3-2. Trevor Babin, 26 saves for the Dark Knight. Josh Rosenzweig with 25 saves himself. It is going to be an entertaining third period. We can just about guarantee that. We've had a little bit of anything. It's going to begin with the Breakers on a walk-on's power play. Kyle Moore still with 64 seconds to serve. So we'll see what the Breakers can do there. But a golden opportunity to get the building into it, to get your team back to a whole new hockey game, and you're going to know very quickly what the Breakers are going to provide here in period 3. Pay attention to the first 5 minutes, and if that's indicated anything tonight, it's the first 5 minutes were good by Biloxi in the first period, and they were the better team. Second period, Columbus was the better team. So keep an eye out for the start for both sides. As we're back underway. Period 3, a 1-goal game between these two continental foes. Conway starting the rush from behind his own goal. Scored the most recent Breaker goal to make it 3-2 as we just went over. Henry opening up some space in the middle. Drops it back to Pikarczyk. Pikarczyk into the middle for Crowder. Pinching down low, he'll pick it up in the corner. Back over in the direction of Pikarczyk. Might have caught a piece of a bump in the boards or the officials at Karam's over towards the end line. Caden Henry picks it up again on the far side. Wheeling around the puck, finally slows it down to Pikarczyk. On over to his backhand, he cuts towards the middle and now swivels back the other way. Up to Caden Henry. Henry at the far point, moving over towards the wing. And backhands one around. Davidson into the middle. On over, Henry shoots one, blocked down by Wynn. Out at the top of the key again by the Keesler Federal logo. 1 minute gone by here in the third period. Conway on over. River Dragons back to full strength. Pass goes off the wall to Crowder. Crowder backhanding one in front. Henry scores! Just as the power play had expired. It's the league leader in points. Checking in. His 12th of the season. Couldn't have come at a much better time when they needed it most. And some momentum for the Breakers here early on. There's that hot start they were looking for. Now keep the foot on the gas pedal. 18 minutes and 48 seconds to go. Brand new hockey game. Back and forth we go. We've had 3 lead changes, 2 ties. It has been an entertaining night on Thanksgiving here inside the Coast Coliseum. Thanksgiving Eve, I should say. Cole Crowder picks up his 2nd assist of the evening. And Declan Conway, point number 2 for himself as well. Fisher stretching one out to Charbonneau in the middle. He sidesteps the hit from Kyle Moore. Fisher Nudging one back into the neutral area. Charbonneau bunting it on up to Aldi Nerland. Taken away by Kyle Moore. Fisher lets it float back into the neutral zone. Gotta think quickly here, though, as Anderson coming to help him out. Jabs it into the logo area. Taken away by Thornton. Storjahan's quick shot is taken away by Josh Rosenzweig. Exactly 2 minutes gone by here. Entertaining contest. Shots are 30-29 Breakers. And as I mentioned, we've had 3 different lead changes, 2 ties. Pretty good way to kick off your Thanksgiving, if you ask me. Get your dose of hockey. Tomorrow it'll be football, with the FPHL having a league-wide off day. And then back for a home-and-home against the Zydeco coming up this Friday and Saturday, first in Baton Rouge. Flanagan bumps into Thornton down low. Brody Thornton, that is, wearing white. On over to Brandon Lucchese. Lucchese leading the charge with Carter Thornton. Stoya bumps into Lucchese, creates some space. AJ Schlepp goes hard into the end wall. Back the other way, Storjahan. Off the wall for Barrow. He hits the brakes, turns it over. Carter Thornton kicked it out to center. Lucas Texmo will chip it in, held by Rosenzweig. Breakers have surrendered 5 goals at least in each of their 9 losses. Currently, Columbus has 3. It's a good sign thus far. Hunter flips it back out to the point. Loading up was Underwood for a moment, then bangs it down low. Wickline thought he centered a pass. Instead, it stayed behind the goal. Thornton with a nice stand-up hit into the back of Ryan Hunter. And finally forces the puck back out to center. 16:40 to go here, period 3. Bondi with a nice hit, closing off his man down in the end wall. Rat had his pocket picked by Conway, and he'll float it out so his defensive group can change. Fresh legs out for the Breakers. 16:27 to go. Another Ben & Jerry's at the Hard Rock Cafe icing. And the draw will make those tired legs retreat back onto the ice from off the bench. Lucchese saying, why we got 6 guys out here? And I think everybody's trying to figure out what's going on. Declan Conway eventually will head back to the bench. And I think the officials still are indicating, yes, Infantino ejected off the faceoff, so Lucchese will come back in. And now finally Davidson comes in to take it. It's won by the River Dragons. Texmo from the top of the key. Floats one past Blacksmith, cut off and held onto by the Breakers. Davidson into the middle. Infantino bumped into a man. Crowder slams it in deep. Wickline on over for in the direction of Henry. Couldn't cut it off. Then Rat goes right through the legs of Crowder. His backhander's turned aside by Rosenzweig. Oh, that would have been a highlight real goal, but Crowder just got caught flat-footed and could have been trouble for a moment. Infantino back for Henry. Somehow stayed on side. Down low. Turnaround shot by Davidson goes just wide. Pikarczyk spinning pirouette move to create some space in the middle. Fisher kept it in the zone. 4.5 minutes to go, or gone by, excuse me. Henry settles the puck down to Nerland. Nerland cuts back into a couple back checkers and has it taken away. Now Colin Rat, big power forward, flips it ahead for Nerland to chase. He will take it behind the goal and start the charge with a drop pass on over to Bondi. Henry with speed through the middle. Had it cut off by Sabad. Sabad, a self-pass to look to go around Trey Fisher. Cut off for a moment, now retains possession. Sabad pass to the back door, And Moore couldn't unleash the shot. Good shove that time by Bondi, working hard down low. Trey Fisher. Sabad, just a little out of his reach. Henry, wheeling with speed through a couple guys in white shirts. Drop pass to Pikarczyk, got through his feet entirely, and now here comes the River Dragons. Wyzak. Cut off by Galvin, backdoor feed. That was almost another beautiful feed. Wyzak got spun around and almost was in a lot of trouble there. Chance to redeem himself as Storjahan comes back into the offensive zone. To the far side, it's Carter Thornton on the forecheck. Cut off again by Anderson. Jumps around a man, almost had a chance to guide it back to Thornton. It's held on to by Ryan Hunter across the line. 6+ minutes gone by here in the third period. Things heating up here in Biloxi. Matt Stoya. Very deliberate pass into the middle for Storjahan. Now quick drive from Barrow. Rosenzweig came out to cut down the angle. That was a blast by Tyler Barrow in on the Breakers netminder. Crowder. Bank pass off the wall for Carter Thornton. Thornton will lead the charge across the blue line. Cutting to the middle, had it taken away. Lucchese, fresh off the bench, stays onside. He scores! Brandon Lucchese! Fresh off the bench, picks up the puck in stride, glides down, and fires it by Babin. Breakers 4, Dragons 3. Lucchese celebrating with his parents who are up in the stands today. Cool moment for them, I'm sure. Their son scores the go-ahead goal. And the Breakers are back in front. It's 4-3. And that's the Half Shell Oyster House Challenge. So if you're at the game or if you attend a Breakers game and they score 4 goals, you can take your ticket stub to the Half Shell Oyster House, any of the local locations, and you can get a free half dozen oysters. They're extending that promotion through to Friday, with Thanksgiving being tomorrow. So Brandon Lucchese picks up the goal. Conway the assist. Wow. Hang on to your hats here, folks. This one is a fun one. Head into our first media timeout. We'll take it. Don't go anywhere. Breakers and the Dragons separated by another goal.
When injury knocks you out, Bienville Orthopedic Specialists will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back in the game, back in motion, back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Bienville Orthopedic Specialists. We will get you back.
And we welcome you back. Devin Dobek here inside the Mississippi Coast Coliseum. A fun one between the Breakers and the Dragons. Four to 3 Biloxi. Back and forth we have gone. It was 2-1 Dragons. Then it was 3-2 Dragons. It was also 1-0 Breakers at one point, and now 4-3 in favor of Biloxi once more. That one's batted up in the air. Fisher grabs it and drops it back on down, looking to take it out. You can see Underwood coming with a little extra chutzpah on that check. Charbonneau, aerial look to the far side. That will just get out of the zone. Lucchese's able to swat it back on out. Rosenzweig tried to slow it down. It's kept by Rat. Bondi runs into Rat with the help of Dylan Infantino. He couldn't nudge it just out of the zone, but now Lucchese's got it. 2-on-1 was developing. Puck just a little bit out of reach. Good nifty stick handling by Lucas Texmo. He'll begin the charge the other way. 3-on-3 numbers for both sides. Infantino now off the deflection. On over to Charbonneau. Charbonneau across the blue line he comes. Holding, shooting one. And it goes wide and off towards the far side once more. Henry serpentining through the middle, then wraps it all the way around where it's held onto. Just for a moment, though, and now here come the Dragons once again. 11 and a half minutes to go. Galvin hits the brakes. Crowder right there with him. Right through Sabad this time. Still being worked on by Wyzak. Crowder. Collision over in the corner. Comes home to Wyzak, who leaves it for Henry to wheel out with. Deflected puck. Just finally skips over the blue line. And Columbus will have to touch up. Sabad quickly on over to the far side corner. Floated up and into the air. And this will be an icing. With 11 minutes and 1 second to go. Things really have been coming down to this third and final period. Neither goaltender wanting to give up the next one, that all-important 8th goal. Give Biloxi a 2-goal lead or tie the hockey game. They've already been to overtime with each other once. Barrow directing all kinds of traffic ahead of this upcoming faceoff. Storjahan and Hunter, the line out there with him. He wins it cleanly away from Henry. Out to Brody Thornton, who switches places with Barrow. Quickly down low, almost a chance on the doorstep for Hunter. Now Barrow, pass across, was knocked away by Nerland. Storjahan was leaking in, and that could have been trouble. Flipped up into the air. Controlled by Storjahan. Sent on up to Thornton. Barrow. And now Flanagan lost a handle on it for a moment. Turns it over to Barrow, looking in front. A big save made by Josh Rosenzweig. That was one they desperately needed. Tough play behind the net by Flanagan and almost got burnt there. Big help from his goaltender. Flanagan swings it back around the wall. 10 minutes to go, halfway through period 3 here in Biloxi. 4-3 contest, an entertaining one, to say the least. Shots are 33-31 in favor of the Dragons. The Breakers have both goals here in the third period and have jumped out to a 4-3 advantage. Rat cut off by Trey Fisher. A good defensive effort. It goes back out into the neutral zone. Rosenzweig with it now. Fisher in no rush at all. Finally has to go with Pizzamenti coming in his direction. Quick pass for Conway. Goes into the skates of Anderson. He'll go into Chase. Thornton looking for Declan Conway. It squirts through and is controlled by Rat. Dumps it for himself to Chase up against Crowder. Crowder through all kinds of contact. Still finds a way to play it, and they score! Rosenzweig never saw the initial shot. It bled right through his 5-hole in the pads, and Pizzamenti with an incredible deflection or whatever happened. It's actually going to be Blacksmith leading the line, and it's 4-4. I'm not sure how that one found a home. Have to go back and take another look at it, but it looked like the shot sort of surprised Rosenzweig, and by the time he could officially react, it just trickled right through him. And looks like we're going to have our ice crew come out and do a little bit of cleaning. A tough draw for the Breakers there. Rosenzweig has been good all night. And then a little goal leaks through him there. I'm sure he wants to have that one back. But it just surprised him. It came so spontaneously. And so, still doing some work down by Rosenzweig on the ice. That's Kevin Brown spearheading the ice crew efforts down there. Ben Pizzamenti officially credited with the goal, even though Blacksmith led the line. The assist goes to Blacksmith. So still some scraping being done down in the defensive zone. That's off your camera to the left. But we should be back up and running momentarily. Colin Ratt credited with the secondary assist. He's got a multi-point night as well. It was just a freak play. And so finally it looks like the ice has been scraped as much as it needed to be, and now they're just going to shovel up a little bit more. We're going to take a quick break and step aside.
The Mississippi Gulf Coast is where community and teamwork come together, on and off the ice. Foshi Residential is proud to support the Biloxi Breakers as they...
Media timeout will be up after the next whistle, but it looks like they're getting ready to drop the puck, and we don't want to miss a second in this action-packed third period. It has been a fun one, but who wants to be the hero tonight in Biloxi? Will it be one of the visitors helping the River Dragons improve to 4-0 against the Breakers, or will Biloxi snap their 5-game losing streak and beat a big-time divisional opponent heading into their home-and-home with the Zydeco? A lot on the line here. This next 9 minutes is going to be a huge momentum shift, one way or the other. Sent in by Darius Davidson. Gets all the way through Trevor Babin. First one there to pick up the loose puck is Underwood. Coming in to help is Davidson along with Charbonneau on the forecheck. Sent back down low. Lucchese in front for Davidson. Swatting it on goal. Still free. Lucchese battling down below the end line. And finally it escapes to the River Dragons. Big hit through the middle by Darius Davidson. Trouble getting back to the bench himself. Actually, he's back up on his feet, just trouble getting his footing a little bit. This comes down on Rosenzweig. He raises his arm to indicate the icing. And the draw will come back to the Columbus end. Shots are 34-32. Looks like it will be another media timeout. So now we'll take a word from Foshi.
The Mississippi Gulf Coast is where community and teamwork come together, on and off the ice. Foshi Residential is proud to support the Biloxi Breakers as they bring the heat to the rink this season. Foshi Residential manages 3 unique apartment communities along the coast, each offering modern finishes, resort-style amenities, and a location that puts coastal living right at your doorstep. Ready to find your community? Visit foshiresidential.com/Biloxi Breakers for more information.
At Superior Optical Lab, we're proud to be certified as a service-disabled, veteran-owned small business and to provide quality eyewear to veterans to whom we all owe our freedom. Thank you for your service.
right, you heard them. Wherever you're watching on Breakers TV, make some noise. They need you now. 8:27 to go. 4-4 is our score. Where would you rather be on Thanksgiving Eve than right here in the Coliseum? We're fired up to go the rest of the way. About 5 feet from Liam Gottimer, and he's just leaned over in the media timeout and said, how good has Josh Rosenzweig been? He has been the difference in keeping this a tie game. Of course, had that one goal he'd probably like back, but he has made some sensational, or as Liam put it, 10 bell saves that have given the Breakers a chance to climb back in this game, and we'll see if they can help their goaltender out and win. That magical number 5 will need to be scored one way or the other. As another icing is indicated, and the crowd will return back towards Josh Rosenzweig's end. 7 minutes and 54 seconds in regulation time. Almost wish we could finish this at 5-on-5. It's been such a good back and forth game. Another tie. That is our fourth. It's been tied at every number. It was 1-1, 2-2, 3-3, and 4-4. Whole skew of lead changes as well in that time. Win. Bumped into by Henry. Henry looking a little slow to get back on his feet. Nerland swats one that goes up and into the bench. Right off the stanchion, just a little bit to the left of the Breakers trainer. Quick stick twirl by Dalton Anderson, waiting for Tyler Barrow to meet him in the box, or on the dot, rather. Faceoff is won by Dalton Anderson. A good, clean win. Back to Grant Bondi. Conway into the skates of Anderson. Went just by that a little quickly. Tough feed that time from Conway. 7 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Wyzak tied up in the end wall by Storjahan. Storjahan forces Wyzak to bank it out of the zone. It goes down as a perfect clear, no icing. Mike Wynn, 44, being forechecked by 44 Declan Conway. Texmo beckoning a few requests for his guys to position themselves, and now here come the River Dragons. Stretch pass for Hunter, knocked away for a moment by Flanagan. Finally, Carter Thornton rips it down low and deep. And the Breakers will get a change. Right back to work. Here come the Dragons. Barrow across the blue line. Sends one on for Hunter. Glove save, Rosenzweig. The follow. Storjahan buries it. The Breakers, just another tough defensive breakdown. And Columbus crashing the net at will, getting right to these rebounds. Rosenzweig made an incredible initial save to steal one from Barrow, and then on the follow, somebody has got to put a body on Storjahan. And the Breakers now have given up back-to-back goals, and it's 5-4 Columbus. This Breakers group needs to learn again what it means to win. As we get another quick whistle, 6:31 to go. Breakers just got to find a way to outwill Columbus at this point in the game. Shots are 35-32 in favor of the Dragons. Another clean win back to Declan Flanagan. He hit the crossbar back in the first period. Bank pass in the direction of Davidson. He coasts it on in deep into the zone. Lucchese, the first one there. Lucchese blows a tire on the back check. Almost got high sticked by Stoya after the fact. Then he goes and bangs into Jouett and Blacksmith. Now a centering pass knocked away on the feed by Charbonneau. Davidson ladles it back down below the end line. Charbonneau runs into Blacksmith. Lucchese hit hard and high in the head. Davidson didn't like that one. Lucchese now taking exception against Thornton. Lucchese wants one now. I'm not sure he's going to get it. Some pushing and shoving, and now Stoya is going to come and pop Lucchese. And here come the extracurriculars. It was a high hit to the head that knocked the helmet off of Lucchese, and he took exception to it, and it looks like he's going to be escorted back to the bench, maybe just to receive his hat once again. And so we'll see if there's any penalty minutes that stem from this. Lucchese is now headed back over towards the sin bin. Should just be 2 minutes for him. See if any Columbus River Dragons are going to join him. I can see this going either way with a call against Columbus. You'd like to have another look at the hit on Lucchese. But being helped into the box very reluctantly is Cody Wickline. And so matching minors is the early guess. They're going to take a minute to iron all this out. 5:50 to go. We're going to take a quick break in here for a word from Matt Bowers.
When you think Nissan, think Matt Bowers Nissan d'Iberville, where every new Nissan comes with Matt's lifetime powertrain warranty included. And to keep your new Nissan running well, there's never an appointment needed for express service in our service department. Just stop by for routine maintenance like oil changes, brakes, tires, and batteries. Matt Bowers Nissan is proud to call the coast our home and is proud to sponsor your Biloxi Breakers.
Shop smart. Buy local. Matt Bowers Nissan, South Mississippi, d'Iberville.
Back here inside the Mississippi Coast Coliseum. 5-4 is our score with 5 minutes and 50 seconds to go in regulation time. So far, Lucchese and Wickline are the only ones that have been guided into the box. Looks like some Brandon Lucchese fans in the house with their number 88 signs down at the top of the bleachers. Shots 36-32 in favor of the Dragons. Tyler Barrow has had another big night. Ryan Hunter, a big night. Storjahan's been good. Pizzamenti has had all his goals this season against the Breakers. Picks up another one here tonight. Blacksmith, another couple points against his former coach. He loves playing these Breakers, but still taking a little longer than the officials had anticipated, but they're doing what they can to get the call right, and that's, of course, what matters the most. So we're going to sit here and wait for the official verdict. Still nothing has been added to the penalty clock that we see to our left and right here in the Coast Coliseum. Take a look at the other scores from outside the Coliseum here around the FPHL. Binghamton defeats Danbury 6-3 in Binghamton. Port Huron tops the Indiana Sentinels 4-2. Out in Michigan, PD defeats Blue Ridge 4-1 at the Florence Center. And Monroe on top of the Baton Rouge Zydeco 4-0 in Baton Rouge. That game also in the third period. So this has been the closest battle amongst any two teams here on Thanksgiving Eve. I hope that everybody's enjoying our coverage here on Breakers TV. I understand some people are having audio problems. My advice to you would be try a different device. There's a funky headphone setting where mono versus stereo audio sometimes comes into play, and it will affect your ability to hear me. I'm sure you've had a chance to talk with other members of Breaker Nation, but I have too. I got a lot of feedback, and it was weird. It sounds very perfect when I test it on my phone, and it sounds perfect to other people, but then there are times when it sounds like you can't hear me at all. So we were here at the rink at 10 o'clock today. We got some new equipment. Still getting some feedback that it's a little quiet, so we'll go to work and try and make sure we have that all ironed out heading into our home and home set. with the Zydeco. Still no penalties have been added to the scoreboard. A lengthy delay here. Both teams trying to stay warm, but it's difficult too. Looks like it's just going to be matching penalties and still. And there's only 3 Breakers skaters out on the ice. And there's 5 Dragons. Is it a 5-on-3 coming? AJ Schlepp is serving another penalty for the Breakers. So, interesting. No penalties on the scoreboard just yet. Now there's the Lucchese one. It looks like they're giving a couple penalties. Trey Fisher comes into the mix, so it is going to be 5-on-4. As finally the puck's dropped, it looks like it's going to be a Raven and Rose tattoo penalty kill for Biloxi. So an extra 2 minutes given to Lucchese. 5 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Pass down low on over to Kyle Moore. Moore surveys, gives to Storjahan. Storjahan, saucer pass over the tape of Fisher. Moore gets it quickly, trying to go high and tight by the right side of Rosenzweig's mask. Good shot block that time by Infantino, and he's in some serious pain down on the ice. Finally willing himself back to his feet to keep the shift alive, but he is in some serious pain. Turnover. Carter Thornton takes it away just in front of the blue line, leads the charge back the other way. Runs into Storjahan, who takes the puck away from him. Now Barrow over to Storjahan. Fresh off the bench comes Pikarczyk. It's roughing and unsportsmanlike for Brandon Lucchese. Another big save by Rosenzweig on the far side post. Had to be a good one. 4 minutes and 35 seconds to go. Big clear from the Breakers that time. They'll get some fresh legs out on the ice. Still 5-on-4. And a Raven and Rose tattoo penalty kill. Blacksmith hopping across the blue line. Door to door with him is Charbonneau. Coming in to help out is Anderson. Nice hit by Declan Flanagan into Blacksmith. Over on the half wall. Anderson couldn't shove the puck forward. And now Rosenzweig, another quick save. Puck goes back behind his goal. Another 5 seconds to go on the minor penalty for AJ Schlepp, who was serving one for Lucchese. He'll come back into the play, and he's going to have to hop right in. So Rosenzweig holds on to that one, and we get another whistle. 3 minutes and 40 seconds to go. And the Breakers are back to full strength. A big kill when they needed it. Now is the offense going to join them? Got 220 seconds to make something happen in front of this home crowd. Nice turnout tonight. Right around the 2,000 mark. Next home game will be this upcoming Saturday. If you want to see the Breakers in a more than winnable game against the Baton Rouge Zydeco, knock on wood, of course, but a team they've beat twice this season. And that will be this Saturday the 29th. It's another media timeout. We will take it, our final one in regulation. Don't go anywhere. Breakers, Dragons. Wrapping up in a moment.
Every new Hyundai from Matt Bowers comes with Matt's lifetime warranty included. That's in addition to Hyundai's America's Best Warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, and Hyundai Owner Assurance. You get both warranties, making a new Hyundai from Matt Bowers an excellent value. Come visit us today during the Getaway Sales event at our new showroom just off Lorraine Road north of I-10 in Gulfport.
Shop smart. Buy local. Matt Bowers Hyundai, Gulfport.
Ben & Jerry's is serving up true ice cream euphoria inside the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Biloxi. You're sure to find your new favorite among more than 34 flavors. Let us scoop yours in one of our freshly baked waffle cones. Ben & Jerry's at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Biloxi, where euphoria awaits.
Four Dragons here. Out of our final media timeout in regulation, Devin Dobeck along with you. Shots are 38-32 Dragons. The Breakers with just 12 shots since the first period, after having about 15 shots 10 minutes into the game, or so it seemed. Close to it. Henry into the official. The linesman apologized to Henry after he had it knocked down. Inside 3.5 minutes to go here, regulation time. Devin Dobeck with you on Breakers TV, on YouTube, Sport FM 106.3, Super Talk, Mississippi. As icing is indicated, another Ben & Jerry's at the Hard Rock Cafe icing. Another critical offensive zone draw coming for the Breakers. Still putting up 4 goals without Yaro Yevdokimov, who will return this weekend, is a positive sign for this Breakers team. Following a 3-game road trip that they had a lot of trouble with, putting the puck in the back of the net. Now finally, without one of their marquee scorers, finding the score sheet 4 times tonight. Positive sign that Yaro will be able to add to when he returns to play the Zydeco. 3 minutes and 15 seconds to go. Crowder taking his time below the goal line. Snap pass on over to Henry. Henry cuts in through the middle, through the logo. Nerland stays on side, then gets bumped into and lost possession of the puck. That one will be iced by Columbus. And with 2:56 to go, it's another Ben & Jerry's at the Hard Rock Casino icing. Caden Henry. Josh Colton now. Run into for a moment. Pikarczyk bumps into Sabad. Henry digging it out of skates. Skating it all the way up towards the point. He's got Flanagan with him on the point. Instead, he turns it over to Mike Wynn. Flanagan shoots one in, and finally Columbus rejects it back into the Breakers' end. Inside 2.5 minutes to go. Crowder, got to get it out of the slot area. Finally, will peel it back below his goal line. And the Breakers right back to work on offense. Davidson cuts to the middle, lost possession of the puck. Conway shoved away from it. And now here comes Wickline coming in. 5-4, tried to make it 6. And it goes wide of everything. Blacksmith's shot goes well wide on the blocker side this time. Another shot comes in from the point, still loose. Wickline fought it back in Rosenzweig's direction and hit the side of the apron of the cage and goes wide. Fisher blew an edge behind the goal. Conway out into the neutral zone. Inside 100 seconds to go here in the third period. Time is running out for the Breakers to make a comeback. Shots are 40-32 in favor of the Dragons. Fisher, bank pass out in the direction of Charbonneau. Takes it from Conway. Charbonneau, power moving to the goal. Then gets crunched into the wall. Nobody there in the midst of a change to help out. Flanagan and Crowder didn't even get off the ice. Flanagan finally swats it out. Charbonneau. Pass over to Nerland. Nerland up to the point. Crowder shoots it in deep. Charbonneau run into the wall hard by an Underwood without a stick. Kept in by Conway. Net is empty for the Breakers. 6-on-5 now. 46 seconds to go. Flanagan through traffic, still loose. Charbonneau on goal, the rebound, still free, and Babin makes another big-time stop. Henry through a couple bodies, shoots one on goal, rebound. Nerland launches it up and off the glass. The Breakers with several chances on this possession, but can't find the equalizer. 27 seconds to go. Crowder. It's a 6 on 4.5. A Dragon without a stick. Henry up to Flanagan. Flanagan shoots through traffic, missed everything. 12 seconds to go. Nerland. Pass to the back door. Taken away by Hunter. And that one missed. This will go for an icing. And the Breakers will have one last chance with a quick face-off play to try and tie this game. They had their chances. It looked like Nerland had the best with an open goal, and he just threw it way over. Might have been poke-checked. Charlie Penns will use a timeout. Draw something up real quick and see if he can get a good shot. You'd imagine that someone with a heavy shot is going to be taking this one. Who will be in that shooting position to have a chance to tie it? Looks like the Breakers' sand might run out on them, but still time for one last quick rip. 3 seconds separating them from their 10th loss and their 6th in a row. So here you go. You'd imagine that Columbus is going to clog the shooting lanes and lay out as much as they can. Breakers need some help. Flanagan jumped into the play, wanted to be the 7th skater out there for the Breakers. And as he's sent off, here we go. Face-off is lost by Henry, and that will do it. The Breakers took the lead 4-3 late in the third period and squandered it to lose 5-4 in regulation. A heartbreaking loss here on Friendsgiving, but an entertaining night of hockey nonetheless. The crowd salutes them as they'll gear up for Thanksgiving tomorrow. Wow, what a game it was, but amidst all the lead changes, the Breakers had plenty of opportunities to get it done and just couldn't find that all-important goal. Surrendered a couple of their own. Rosenzweig was great. 35 saves on 40 shots. And the Breakers will shift their focus to tomorrow's Turkey and then the home-and-home with the Zydeco. Tough one here tonight. We're going to take a quick break and come back for our Breakers post-game show in just a few short moments right here on Breakers TV. We'll be back.
Now here you go again, you say you want your freedom.
welcome you back into the broadcast booth for our Breakers postgame show. Devin Dobek along with you here. A tough one, a 5-4 loss at the hands of Columbus, who's played you 4 of the last 5 games, and they've taken all 4 of them. It is a frustrating feeling. Do not get us wrong there. Just one that you had a chance. You had a chance, and at the very end, it just it got away from you. Let's take you through how we got here. At 14:51 on the power play, Dylan Infantino scored from Crowder and Conway. Then in the second period, we went with the Breakers leading in shots 20-6 through the opening 20 minutes. It was a great first period all around, just couldn't find a way to keep their pedal on the gas into the second period. Ryan Hunter scores 11:23 on the power play from Barrow and Colton. 11:50 on the power play, just 27 seconds later. That's one of those spurts we talk about. The Breakers have got to play a full 60 minutes. They gave up another burst as they did here, and then in the third period, as we'll get to momentarily. But Rat scores from Blacksmith to make it 2-1. Breakers tie it. A couple minutes later, Declan Conway scoring from Infantino and Charbonneau. And then at 17:31, a devastating final moments goal from Tyler Barrow, assisted by Hunter and Storjahan. Finally, the Breakers had a hot start to period 3, scoring the first 2 goals. First, it was Henry at 1 minute and 12 seconds, followed by Cole Crowder and Declan Conway, the assists. Brandon Lucchese made it 4-3 with a big-time goal. Got the place buzzing from Conway and Flanagan. Declan Flanagan picks up his first point of the season in his return to the lineup. So congratulations to Flanny. And then Pizzamenti scores at 10:52, and then at 13:23, Storjahan makes it 5-4, and that's where the score would hold. The final shots on goal totals were 40-35 in favor of the River Dragons. They outshot Biloxi in the final 40 minutes, 34-15. So the back half of the game is really where things got away. The 3 stars of the game: the third star, Alex Storjahan, with a goal and an assist. Dylan Infantino with a goal and an assist is the game's second star, and Declan Conway with a hand in every goal here tonight, a goal and 3 assists, is the game's first star. Well, it was a tough one once again, but we appreciate all the fans who came out for our Friendsgiving celebration. Hope everybody had a great time. Thanksgiving tomorrow, of course, but then the Breakers back at it this upcoming Friday and Saturday. First on the road in Baton Rouge on Friday as they take on the Zydeco. 7:05 start that one at the Raising Cane's River Center. And then the ensuing night on Saturday, they will host the Zydeco. So come out and spend your Saturday night with us here at the Coliseum. We hope you'll enjoy the game with us, and a very winnable game, knock on wood once again, but one the Breakers have more than a chance to do. And they're going to snap this skid sooner or later. Just bear with us. It'll happen momentarily. But they lose their 6th straight, this one by a final of 5-4 on Thanksgiving Eve. On behalf of the entire Mississippi Coast Coliseum production team, my name's Devin Dobek. Thanks so much for tuning in to Breakers Hockey on Breakers TV, and always remember to live the dream. Happy Thanksgiving.